Hello, everyone. I'm JustHearMeowt. Welcome to my channel. Well, it was day 6 of the Brian Walshe trial. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. They are presenting evidence in the most dull and disconnected ways, and the defense is taking every opportunity to make things seem ambiguous. Most of the testimony we are reviewing today comes from Brian's cell phones, and the lack of key questions being asked by the prosecution to their own witnesses is actually dumbfounding at this point. But at least I've got it all condensed down to 1.5 hours. And if you don't have time to watch 8 hours of court each day, then this live session is for you, because you'll get everything you could want or need right here in less than a quarter of the time. If you don't know who Brian Walshe is, he's a moron who's on trial for the murder of his wife, Anna, who disappeared on New Year's Day, January 2023. Now you might ask, well, how do we know she's dead if she was never found? Well, she wasn't found because Brian dismembered her body and got rid of it in local area dumpsters. And that's not an allegation. He literally changed his plea to guilty on the charges related to lying to the police and dismembering her body just a few weeks before the trial began. But Brian is adamant that while he might have cut up his dead wife's body, he did not murder her. This is somewhat hard to believe, considering this genius used his MacBook to do Google searches such as, quote, can he be charged with murder without a body, end quote, quote, best way to dispose of body parts after a murder, and other searches related to the removal of DNA evidence, etc. And apparently went to the murder blog. The prosecution should be tying all of their questioning back to these searches and pointing out the lack of normal searches that should be there if he didn't actually murder his wife. And of course, before we begin, for those of you who are just joining us for the first time, this is a commentary channel meant to entertain and enlighten and inform, which means, of course, I will be pausing and talking during the video. And if you do enjoy what you see here, consider subscribing so you don't miss out on any of the fun. Make sure to check out the different playlists in the description of this video about the different subjects we cover, such as Sarah Boone, Lauren Armstrong, Diane Downs. The list is getting bigger every day. Basically, if they're an idiot and a criminal, we're going to cover them. So hello to everyone who's here with us live in the chat, and hello to the replay crew. Please remember to hit the like button so we can avoid all unnecessary situations that would follow. All right. Let's go. Hello, welcome back. We are here live again. I don't know why Duos is not showing both of us. There we go. There's Suma. Welcome back, Suma. So we are moving on to another phenomenal loser, Brian Walshe. I just realized as I was watching that I had done more specifics in the intro than I remembered. I was actually creating the intro from my recording clips while we were watching the Sarah Boone thing. That it's the redirect didn't work. I don't understand what YouTube wants me to do. I start the stream before the other one ends, so you know. Now, did it not work, or you just had to wait 7 seconds? I guess is the other question. But here we go. I'm getting very tired of this trial. I'm very tired of the prosecution and their questioning. And I was watching it on. You're not going live anymore, I guess, day by day, because it's so boring.
After a day and a half, I was like, I can't do this. I mean, we were having a good time in the chat, but it was just, there was no point in having that trial on. I couldn't pay.
Right. I totally agree.
You know.
So go ahead and subscribe to Suma. Her description in her channel is linked in the video title, I believe, and the description below. I was watching it with reporting live from myself, Paul, the podcast. He's doing the live streaming every day, and I was in there, and I was just venting my opinions, being like, the prosecution is screwing up. This is so boring. And I had some people pushing back on me, being like, no, this isn't like a TV trial. You know, you got to introduce the evidence like this. And I was like, no, I'm not talking about it in terms of a TV trial. There is way better ways to present this that wouldn't put you to sleep.
Everyone I've seen watching it or, covering it says that it's boring. So that made me feel a little bit better, because sometimes I don't like paying attention that much, but everyone has said it's pretty slow moving, boring trial. I did watch some of it today, and I think you're right about the prosecution. I mean, they're just like not doing a great. They're not hitting it.
I think the co-count or the assistant counsel lead, the female, right, when she's going through it with the forensic guy, I think she's very nervous to be on TV. I think actually that might be the problem, because she's forgetting things, and she's going back and being like, I just remembered it should be like this,
Yeah, but the guy isn't good either, and he's not.
No, the guy isn't good.
Like the thing that I saw today was he was like, "So, do you know if there were any emergencies in any of the properties in January?"
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, "Well, all of January, or?"
Yeah, she's like, "I know it wasn't on the first,
January,
which is
second,
the witness is like redirecting him to his question that's important.
Right. Like you should have said January 1st. Were there any emergencies at any of your properties? Not January.
I think he said January 1st through 4th, and she's like, I think that was the actual code. She said, well, I don't know about the 3rd and 4th, but I know the 1st there wasn't any because we're closed down. Right.
That made me more angry, because then he's narrowing it down. But just the 1st is what matters. Like, what are you doing?
Yes. So for those who think I'm expecting a Matlock, and my dad, who, anyone who thinks I'm funny, I got my sense of humor from my dad. So thank him. Maybe it's a little bit honed and updated for,
I'm going to write your father a letter.
I'm going to write your father a letter. He's been watching. I told him, to watch the Robert Tellis one, because he hadn't seen that or hadn't watched it fully. I was like, no, that's a masterful execution. But he's been watching it. And so I was trying to tell him, like, oh, this is boring. And he said the same thing. He's like, well, I think maybe we're spoiled because we watch all these true crime dramas. And I was like, no, I watch trials all the time. This is bad. Yeah,
like Flora just said, Daybell wasn't boring. Sarah Boone wasn't boring. I mean, Letitia Stalk wasn't boring. Nothing is more interesting to me than a real trial, but not all real trials.
Right. I mean, there's always something where you have to introduce it before you can discuss it, but there's different ways of introducing it, and I will hit on it when we get to it. But let's just get ahead and start on this. We've got another hour and a half of testimony here, and so I try to cut out a lot. This, unfortunately, doesn't have as much cut out because there were a lot of ums today. So the way I edit my footage, I'm looking for at least 10 frames, which is a third of a second of silence below 25 decibels. And they continually were doing like, so when you found this, did you think, and so it's not cutting that out. And I didn't have the time to do that. I mean, we already ran over, right?
Like a fine tuning that you
I can't do it. I as much as I could of the defense, though, in terms of his blank spaces, and had to boost audio because he cannot stand by the microphone. And the thing that gets me is he's always saying, can you speak into the mic? And then the judge was like, actually, can you as well? And he's like, oh, I guess I'll just go back over here. Yeah, do that. Okay, here we go.
Richard Atkinson. Sir, could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Sure. Richard Atkinson, Atkinson.
And where do you work, sir?
I work at the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner in Boston.
Can you tell us, sir, what happens to a human body within the first hour of death?
Several things can happen. Usually there is rigor mortis within a couple of hours. It can, however, almost immediately occur after a person's death. That's just when
it's 150% speed on the first guy, and then I went to 200 for the rest because I was just like,
muscles tighten up in the position that the person died in. There's also something called lividity or livor mortis. That's when all the blood.
135 people here, and we only got 35 likes. Come on, people.
In the body, once the heart stops beating, settles down to the lowest.
I looked at my earnings on these streams. I'm getting like $13 a stream. At least give me some likes. Like make it worth it. We're doing like 40 cents an hour on the work.
What do you need to sell bumper stickers for with that kind of coin coming in?
Yeah, I don't know.
Point. So if you're lying on your back, it will settle to your back and give you a pink discoloration of your back, and also a white discoloration of your front.
On January 10th, 2023, did you have the opportunity to seize items taken from a trash facility in Peabody?
Yes.
Where did you do that?
At the office of the chief medical examiner in Boston.
Why were you examining items
I'm going to hit the super chats in groups between the witnesses.
opposed to, well, why were you examining items at the OCME?
Normally, we're not involved in examining items, just bodies of people. In this case, the objective was to determine whether there was any human tissue on these items. This is an image.
And fantasy update, Kimmy Vidal has 9.6 points. I am leading by 4.99 points going into the last 2 minutes of the game, and the Chargers have the ball. If Kimmy Vidal scores a touchdown, which he would need to do at this point, I lose. I'm out of the playoffs. So Kimmy Vidal, no, thank you.
Of several pieces of blue and white carpet that I examined.
What are we looking at here in this image?
There were 7, though I think some of them are not in the image, 7 pieces of rolled up blue and white carpet with some stains on them, and the pieces of debris that you can see just above the ruler were also present on some of the pieces of carpet.
So, doctor, is this one of the carpets that you had the opportunity to see that night or see that day when you were at OCME?
Yes. This piece of carpet has a large area of red-brown stain on it, and in the middle of this stain was an approximately 1/4 inch long, what looked to be a blood clot. It's the correct color, shape, consistency of a blood clot. I've seen thousands of them.
What did you do with that blood clot?
I saved that blood clot in a jar for possible future DNA analysis.
What observations did you make of this carpet while it was being unrolled?
I observed the same types of red-brown stains on the carpet. There were also more areas of clotted blood, and there were also areas with white, clumpy, powdery substance. Some of it was discolored from the fluid that was on it.
Did you identify anything as far as potential hairs?
Yes. I collected all the hairs that I could find on the piece of carpet, and including this clump. Just above the ruler, you can see a metal item that has a loop on one side. It appeared to me to be some sort of jewelry charm without a chain attached. Yes, almost all of these clumps are that same powdery, clumpy substance. Some of them look red and brown and tan, probably because of the liquid that made them clump.
Cups reality. I don't even know what yard marker they're on. All I see is they have the ball. Can you tell me?
Is this the photographing of the piece of metal that you spoke of?
Yes, there was an engraving of Gucci on one side. This is the plastic container that I saved a large amount of this clumped substance, and also all of the blood clots that I found.
Doctor, taking your samples that day while you were doing your examination of the rugs?
Yes, I did.
What did you take for samples?
Okay, Vidal just had an 8-yard rush.
I painstakingly mushed through a lot of this crumbly substance, and there was one area near one of the blood clots that appeared to have some specks of something that could possibly be tissue.
Shit. See, I don't want that field goal because I don't want to go to overtime and have Kimmy Vidal be rushing.
The clumped areas.
Why are you rushing me?
Appeared to be tissue at first, or possibly tissue, but upon further inspection, it was obvious that none of this clumped powdery material was actually any kind of tissue. But this one area had very small specks of something that I thought might not be the same type of powder. So I put this area, I saved that for looking at under the microscope.
And how do you do that, sir?
How do you save it? Or,
please.
You put it into a cassette.
And do you have to add anything to the substance to put it in the cassette?
No, but you put the cassettes into formalin. It's like formaldehyde that preserves the tissue.
Exam. You used the word moment on direct examination and painstakingly went through some of the...
Compass, I can see time of possession or time of the clock left. Just tell me what they're at on the field when you see it.
Material that you found on the rug.
Yes.
And you did that very carefully.
Yes.
You were paying close attention because that's how you're trained and that's what you do.
Correct.
I want to talk to you at the beginning here about your position. You are a deputy chief of the...
Actually, the good part about today was we got the video cameras from the places he went shopping, like a total idiot, and he's just on all of them.
Medical examiner, correct?
But even then, I have complaints about the prosecution, the way they did it. Maybe people will think I'm being nitpicky, but we'll see.
No longer the deputy chief medical examiner.
Okay, I'm looking at your CV, and I'm wondering if it's just an older one.
it must be an older one, yes.
Okay. Can you tell us, sir, what you are now? What's your title?
I am a medical examiner.
Okay.
Now.
When did you stop being deputy chief?
I served as deputy chief from 2018 until 2022.
So, when you were the deputy chief, and now when you're, I want to say simply a medical examiner, you're still doing very important work. Were you doing this type of work that you're doing as a medical examiner in your role as a deputy chief medical examiner?
Yes, I was.
And there's a lot of responsibility attached to being a deputy chief medical examiner as well as just a medical examiner.
Sure.
And once again, my use of just a doesn't imply anything. I hope you know that. Can I ask you something then? Knowing now that this might be an older CV, are you now or were you once a member of the Massachusetts Commission on Medical Legal Investigation?
Yes, I was.
But you're no longer.
Correct.
And when I say no longer, that position is basically
Well,
controlled by
thank you
statute.
forever longer.
Okay. How long were you on the commission?
I think it was approximately the same, maybe a year in either direction of when I was deputy.
And that commission was created by statute to promote the use and skills of the medical legal investigation of deaths, correct?
Yes.
And you and other people assigned to that commission did the important work of trying to ensure that medical legal investigations are thorough and exacting and reliable.
Correct.
And on that commission, there are police officers, law enforcement, the medical examiner himself.
Yes.
And can you tell the jury what that phrase means, medical legal investigation?
Sure. It refers to any type of medical investigation that has the potential to also involve the legal system.
Okay. And
Overtime
that's what
shit.
medical examiners do. They get involved in the legal system because they're trying to determine cause and manner of death, correct?
Correct.
Now I look at your CV and I see that you have published in the area of certain medical related areas, correct?
Yes.
And the journals that you published in are well respected
Yeah, I
and peer
know
reviewed. I mean, they're
about
important journals. Sure. And I see that on your CV, you also list on this CV under the abstract title, two presentations that I think are characterized as posters, correct?
Yes.
And when we say posters, we're literally talking about physical posters, correct?
Yes.
And the information on posters, it's equally important. It helps educate people. You're providing very valuable information to people, regardless of the form that it takes, correct?
Correct.
And either while you were a deputy chief medical examiner or in your capacity now as a medical examiner, do you participate in lectures, or sometimes they're called rounds, with your colleagues and discuss aspects that pertain to your work?
Yes.
And people present during those lectures on particular areas of either evolving forensic pathology or just what you're experiencing within the office itself, correct? Is that fair to say?
That is fair to say.
And I think you testified on Friday that you have completed 1,000 or more autopsies. Did I hear that right?
Yes, I said 1,500, more than 1,500.
Oh, I shortchanged you. I apologize. That's a lot of autopsies, isn't it?
Sure.
And you told us on Friday that it can be a relatively short period of time, or an autopsy can take as long as a day or more.
Correct.
And when you're doing an
Oops. By the way,
autopsy, you told us on Friday.
this was a carryover. I don't know why I clicked over there. This was a carryover from Friday, because remember I didn't show his testimony until today. And depending how long this goes, I might cut off at the end with the guy that they didn't finish with, because they're going to do wreck. But we'll see.
You're trying to determine, the manner of death. That's one of the goals of your examination during an autopsy, correct?
Yes.
Now, one of the things that the Office of Chief Medical Examiner here in Massachusetts does is it's responsible by law to investigate various forms of death, correct?
Correct.
And that includes death by accident or unintentional
So here's where we get into the first presentations of sudden death syndrome.
injury, suicide, correct?
Sure.
And it includes death that is under suspicious or unusual circumstances, correct?
Yes.
And in fact, it includes death that may occur if somebody's in jail custody or something like that, correct?
Correct.
It also specifically includes a requirement that you investigate sudden death, correct?
Correct.
And it requires that you investigate sudden death when the decedent was in apparent good health, correct?
Correct.
And that phrase that I just used, sudden death of the decedent who was in apparent good health, that is contained in the statute that applies to the Office of Chief Medical Examiner, isn't it?
I believe so, yes.
And so the statute and what you do as a medical examiner, you have to investigate where there's suspicion or information that suggests that someone suddenly died, correct?
Correct.
And specifically where somebody suddenly dies that otherwise looked like they were in good health, correct?
Correct.
And that statute requires that certain people, like police officers, physicians, hospital administrators, licensed nurses, DCF social workers, funeral directors, they are required by that statute to report that information to the Office of Chief Medical Examiner, aren't they?
Yes, they are.
Or they could be fined under the statute, right?
I don't know that for sure, but I'll take your word for it.
Okay, thank you. So now turning to just manner of death. Manner of death can be, and please correct me if I'm wrong, a manner of death can be classified as...
So here's my first redirect question that you would ask.
Mm-hmm.
Right? He's hitting on like, oh, you need to examine and find the sudden death syndrome. First question you should ask on redirect, sir. If you are unable to examine a body, it is not a sudden death sudden death syndrome explanation would be inappropriate, right? And he should say yes. And then why? Because I could not examine the body. Okay. Right?
Yeah, it's like, does he want him to think that he's trying to make it sound like there was a body? Like, I don't understand why he wouldn't immediately.
No, but I'm saying that's what the prosecution should do on redirect. You couldn't determine it was sudden death syndrome to rule out all possibilities because you didn't have a body, correct?
I mean,
yes.
Maybe first direct he could have done that. No, like, why wait?
But no, I mean, this is the cross. It would come after this, after he brought up all this shit.
Yeah.
we'll see if he does it. I don't know. Maybe he will.
Accident, correct?
Correct.
Suicide?
Yes.
Homicide?
Yes.
And then there's a category of undetermined.
And then I would hit all these points, being like, without a body, are you able to determine if a death is accidental without a body? No. Are you able to tell if a death is suicide if you don't have a body? No. Are you able to tell if a death is homicide if you don't have a body? No. Are you able to tell if a death is natural if you don't have a body? No. Hit all those points over and over and over. Over and over and over. This is so I mean, this is what I was talking about in the chat when I was getting blasted. Like, no, this is the way real trials go. And I'm like, no, you got to be hitting this stuff.
Or could not be determined, correct?
Correct.
Is it fair to say that a manner of death that results in a classification of undetermined is a classification when the information pointing to one manner of death is no more compelling than one or more competing manners of death after considering all the information you have?
That is correct.
So you are familiar, aren't you, Dr. Atkinson, with the National Association of Medical Examiners?
Yes.
Sometimes it goes by the acronym of NAME, M-A-M-E.
Correct.
You're also familiar with their 2002 publication, A Guide for the Manner of Death Classification, correct?
Yes.
And it's that particular document is kept at the Office of Chief Medical Examiner, is it like it is in many offices, correct?
It's on the internet. That's where I usually look at it.
So it's available to look at for medical examiners when they're just reviewing.
Tabula says, hear me out. You should have prosecuted to get this case. Yeah, get me up there. No law license in my cat shirt. I would go up there and be like, sir, isn't it true that if you don't have a body, you cannot determine any of this stuff? So it's all irrelevant.
Some of the material that's in that 2002 publication.
Yes.
Wait, which Sarah impersonation there? Hear me out. Which one did I do? I don't know.
It also lists specifically those four manner of deaths that we just talked about.
Yes, and others.
I'm sorry, I cut you off.
And others too.
And others. And then that guide goes through anecdotal, or it's my word, not yours, but it goes through examples of what types of causes of death may result in certain manners. Correct?
Correct.
And a cause of death is different than a manner, isn't it?
Yes.
And so as your role of medical examiner, you will not only determine the manner of death.
And then as I've seen reported to me on different snapshots from certain Patreons, the defense would just get up and say, sir, isn't Catman bad? Sir, isn't Wigman bad?
But you also will attempt to determine the cause of death. Right. And some of that information finds its way specifically in, for instance, a death certificate applicable to some individual, correct?
Yes.
It's very important to evaluate all the information you have before reaching a conclusion as to manner of death and causation, correct?
Correct.
And if you don't have any information because there is no body, you cannot do that determination. Isn't that correct? On a redirect. God. God.
Is it fair to say, doctor, that without a physical body, the Office of Chief Medical Examiner can...
I think the defense attorney knows at this point how weak the prosecution is, or else he would not be hammering this shit.
not make a finding of either manner of death or cause of death
Without what, sorry?
with a body, with a physical body.
Generally, we don't do that. No.
Oh,
Okay, now,
is he
that
out?
2002 guidelines,
Is he out, reality?
and it's
Man?
current. In other words, there hasn't been a new issue. It's still current and it's published in 2002, correct?
Correct.
It does include, like you said, examples of causes of death, and then tries to tell the reader, this is an example of a cause of death that could be
Why is the Crown doing so bad in this case? Well, there is no Crown here, Detective Wobbuffet. We do not have a king. I don't even know if you're British. You probably said it before or something.
Australian.
Australian. Yeah, we're not part of the Commonwealth. Part of...
This is the Commonwealth, though. That's what they call it.
Okay, this Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
considered a certain manner of death, correct?
Yes.
And I think it goes through, if you recall, multiple paragraphs, up to like 44, 46 different paragraphs of examples, correct?
Correct.
Oh, okay, got you.
It actually includes things like characterized as cafe coronary, upper airway food obstruction, correct?
Correct.
I don't see any wigs up here, Wobbuffet. Nobody's wearing my lord, if I may.
It goes through, it gives an example of death by fear or fright, right?
Correct.
It includes an explanation of death resulting from autoerotic behavior or consensual atypical sexual behavior, correct?
Correct.
And it goes on to say, just as an example, specific to that cause of death, autoerotic behavior, it talks about that causation as being, in large part, considered accidental death.
Specifically autoerotic asphyxia. Yes.
Okay, autoerotic asphyxia.
Autoerotic asphyxia. What do you guys think about this?
No comment.
Well, I mean, the very...
You mean that defense? Is that what they're saying?
And they're talking about, autoerotic asphyxiation as a manner of death. What would that mean, Suma?
That well, it depends. I mean, is that what they're claiming that happened there?
No, I mean, he's asking about, hey, if there's autoerotic asphyxiation.
I mean, strangled, that she didn't die of natural causes. Just
no, but autoerotic is you strangle yourself.
Right. That's why I said, are they saying that they were together? Like, because
Well, I think they're saying like they're trying to
She did that a
intimate.
lot.
She put a belt around her neck,
Yeah.
put it on the doorknob, and started flicking the bean, which doesn't make any sense. That's how men die. We've seen it in the news over and over. It's very embarrassing.
Well, you're all busy embarrassing yourselves left and right, so I don't know what to tell.
Characterized as cafe coronary, upper airway food
There we
obstruction. Correct? Correct. It goes through, it gives an example of death by fear or fright, right?
Correct.
It includes an explanation of death resulting from autoerotic behavior or consensual atypical sexual behavior, correct?
Correct.
And it goes on to say, just as an example, specific to that cause of death, autoerotic behavior, it talks about that causation as being, in large part, considered accidental death.
Specifically autoerotic asphyxia. Yes.
Okay, autoerotic asphyxia. Can you tell the jurors what asphyxia is?
Asphyxia is anytime oxygen is deprived from parts of the body. In the case of autoerotic asphyxia, it's due to a ligature compressing the neck vasculature or the blood vessels in the neck.
Now, I just want to talk to you for just a little bit about some of the
13. I just saw this. I haven't even read it. 13 colonies trying to bind themselves to a commonwealth. What will happen to that commonwealth in 20 to 30 years, gentlemen? Might not this great union itself become unwieldy and split into separate commonwealth? No, there is no commonwealth. What are you talking about, Forever Wanderer? I think Pennsylvania calls itself a commonwealth, maybe. No, they actually had one and they changed it after it didn't work out. After the Mayflower Compact, and then Massachusetts is still a compact. The other states aren't commonwealths. I don't understand what you're saying. I'm not saying you don't have a point. I'm just saying I'm too drunk. Let me hit these super chats a sec. Tabitha, the $5. Thanks for making this trial a little more exciting. It's so boring. It is. Love you both. Love you too, Tabby LH.
Just go Tabby.
YouTube. Yalfie, to offset your poverty wages. No, I'm not saying I have poverty wages. I'm just saying if I'm earning 30 cents according to the the AdSense, everyone talks about all of us being major influencers and getting big baller dollars, right? Suma, everyone's like, oh my God, you best be making bank. No.
Profiting off of Sarah Boone.
Sarah Boone. But even these streams here, where this is like 5 hours worth of work of editing, right? And I get like between $15 and $25. So it is not. I don't do it for the money. That's all I'm saying. So just hit the like. That's all I'm saying. Just FYI, if this guy gets off, I'm going to sue you. Says Tales from the Butch side. Well, you're going to sue me?
Yeah.
Why?
causes that are
Got to see someone.
Yeah, I guess
considered to be causes of sudden unexpected death. We can agree, can't we, that sudden unexpected death is a rare occurrence?
Sure.
Well, is it rare, or does it happen more often than
Any possible cause? It's pretty rare, I would say.
Okay, and there's any number of causes of sudden unexpected.
I mean, I could put up the screenshots of the. This is not being hyperbolic. I'm not saying like, oh, it's $15. Like, it was only like $1,500. No, I'll put up the screenshots showing, like, Suma. They have no idea how little this pays, right?
Well, speak for yourself. I don't know.
Oh, okay, yeah. Suma's driving her new Mercedes S-Class.
The KFC.
She's breaking the lease. She had a 2025, and she's like, I'll break the lease early and just get the 2026 with my YouTube money.
We don't have cars here, my friend.
Unexpected death is
Very many, yes.
Okay, and those causes for sudden unexpected death, they are known within the forensic pathology world, aren't they?
Yes.
And are they known to a lesser extent in the non-forensical medical arena?
Sure.
And it's fair to say that based on your experience and training and knowledge of sudden unexpected death, you wouldn't expect that just a layperson would really understand sudden unexpected death.
I mean, I could explain this now to Meowfeed. Is anyone else curious? Somebody else tell me if you're curious how the economics of YouTube work, and I'll do it. But I don't want to break up the trial if nobody else cares. Meowfeed, you can email me, or Alfie, now it's Meowfeed. Thank you for changing your name. Of course, everyone getting the cat affinity is better. You could email me and I can explain how it works.
That is the parlance of educated people like yourself.
Overall, you can answer if you can.
I'm not totally sure what you mean. People understand certain causes of death.
Okay, what about in the specific area of sudden unexpected death?
Depends on the cause of death. I think most people understand what injuries are. Most people understand what a heart attack is.
Okay, you would agree that sudden unexpected death can occur then as a result of cardiac causes?
Yes.
Pulmonary causes?
Yes.
Vascular causes?
Yes.
Reflexive causes?
Yes.
Of asphyxial causes?
Correct.
And even toxicology causes. Yes. And sudden unexpected death has been observed to occur both in young people and old people, and middle-aged people.
All types.
It occurs male and female.
Yes.
And there's some causes associated with sudden unexpected death that may be seen in experience that they occur more in the male population than the female population.
Yes.
One of those sudden unexpected death causations is the Brugada syndrome, correct?
Katrina is right. Katrina Dancer is right. In Meowfie, I think YouTube officially they state they take 30%, but I've seen reports that don't make sense. Like for instance, on like one of my earliest streams, I had a $1.99 super chat, and then it said revenue 99 cents. I'm like, well, that's 50%. So that's not 30%.
I think it depends on how it. Yeah, I don't know.
There's something else going on. It's very weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube takes 30% of the super chats, no doubt. And then they okay, so then I guess I'll just explain it. So then they give you the option for ads within the stream, right? And then they tell you, oh, it's so many dollars per 1,000 views, which is like, let's say it's like, if you enable everything, I think the max I've seen is $30, right? But it's not really $30 per 1,000. You have to have it be going through, like, I would estimate about an hour. So it's really more like 1,000 hours for those dollars is how I would describe it, right? Because if you just click on it and click out right off, there's no ad revenue there. And I turn my ads off. I go and I put it on the lowest. They don't ever do it. I go in after the stream is up there and I remove all the ads in like the first 10 or 15 minutes. And then I try and delete every 2 out of 3 ads. So there's only ads every couple minutes, or I mean, like 7 to 10 minutes. But it's not dollars per click. It's really dollars per view or per hour of viewing. And then premium does its own thing. What premium is like, I'd say 20% of the revenue. But like what I'm saying is, yes, for this stream tonight, I will get probably $20 to $25. My first Sarah Boone stream, like everyone has seen that Sarah Boone stream with X Derek and on, that one has a grand total of $70 in earnings.
Pretty good.
Correct.
It's pretty good for a year with 7,000 views and
Well,
like
I mean, first, yeah.
a 60% retention rate through. I'm like, well, if everyone's watching it, what? $60.
And without going into any great detail, the Brugada.
But then again, I didn't get money for it before I was monetized. So, I mean, that's probably part of it.
System is simply where somebody reportedly, and correct me if I'm wrong, basically lies in bed and dies and then utters something.
I don't think that's necessary. It's a channelopathy.
Yeah, if you're premium, it helps to watch the videos as well. So don't.
Yeah, I thought it helps more actually.
I don't know how they break it down, but I mean, we do get premium money.
Yeah,
I think
he actually makes more money when premium people watch it.
Yeah, my share is lower, but I mean, like I have premium, and I'm always just running YouTube just on my favorite channel. It's like I'll click on Suma, I'll be like click. Like, let's get her those 20 cents she'll get from me, my computer watching this.
The Mercedes.
Yes, she's got to make the Mercedes payment, people. She broke the 2025 lease. She's got the 2026 now.
Usually genetic mutation or a mutation that you get from your parents that affects the ion channels in the heart, and it predisposes someone to a sudden arrhythmia. An arrhythmia is just an electrical disturbance of the heart.
All right. And
it doesn't have to happen at night, and I don't know about the utterance part.
Okay, I apologize. In any event, sudden unexpected death can occur in individuals that otherwise appear to be healthy before the sudden death.
Yes.
And in fact, that's one of the references we've already talked about within the statute that we just talked about a minute ago. Sudden death occurring in someone that otherwise didn't have any manifestation of a physical illness or problem.
Correct.
And it's fair to say that based on your knowledge of sudden unexpected death, that it also occurs, sometimes the sudden death itself can be the first manifestation that somebody had a problem.
Correct.
And there are certain triggers associated with sudden unexpected death, and those triggers can include exertion, physical exertion.
I'm confused. Are you talking about any kind of sudden unexpected death, including
I'm talking about
injuries? You can die unexpectedly and suddenly from almost any type of cause of death.
Okay. When I'm asking you these questions, and if I'm not doing a good job, you correct me, but I'm talking about, for instance, sudden unexpected death where there is really no prior manifestation of a physical problem before someone experiences.
Are you talking about a natural cause of death?
A natural, yes, not the death resulting from anything other than something natural.
Okay. And what was the question again? Sorry.
So, sudden unexpected death, given that characterization, the trigger for such a sudden unexpected death can include physical exertion, correct? Yes. But it also can occur without any particular physical exertion, correct?
Correct.
And it can include, for instance, in trained athletes who have been trained to do sports. It happens there too, correct?
Yes.
And it happens. It can happen as a result of sexual activity, for instance.
Correct.
And it can happen as a result of illness or stress, correct?
Correct.
And I mean, it can happen, if you know, sir, it can happen as a result of travel or extended travel or things like that in a person.
Sure.
Now, it's true, isn't it, doctor, that when we use the phrase sudden unexpected death, the death that we're talking about, and once again, and I'm glad you corrected me, that we're talking about just natural death, natural causes, that a sudden unexpected death can happen suddenly, but not necessarily instantaneously. correct?
Depending on which type of disease would cause it, yes.
So, for instance, that example you talked about, if someone develops in a natural way a lethal arrhythmia, an example of ventricular fibrillation, it could result in death, correct?
Yes.
And that mechanism, I'm going to call it a mechanism, but you tell me if it's different. That the heart chambers quiver and they fluctuate, and that's what causes the fibrillation, right?
We need Anthony Todd up here to be like, it's like four sheets with the heart. It's like four wheels of a car. They just get out of every objection, lack of medical knowledge. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a electric.
No, it is worth shit. I just like watching you. I mean, it is. Don't everyone take offense to what I was saying of like, it's not worth shit. I'm just saying, I do it for the fun. And if you're here, hit the like if you like it.
Disturbance that.
And go subscribe to Suma. She's in the description. We need to get her to 100,000 viewers.
Makes it so that the heart stops pumping.
Subs.
And at times when you examine someone who has experienced this on an autopsy, you actually don't see, and I'm not talking about you personally, but I'm talking about medical examiners related to this, you don't see any structural defect in the heart.
Of people who have died from natural causes?
Yes, yes.
From a cardiac dysrhythmia?
Yes.
You can't diagnose a cardiac dysrhythmia unless the person died while attached to a cardiac monitor that can see the actual dysrhythmia happening. In fact, most cardiac dysrhythmia.
On redirect. Sir, were you able to examine the heart? No. Why not? It was not recovered. Why? Because the body appears to have been dismembered. Okay, thank you. These are so easy redirects to hammer it back home to the jury. This is all bullshit.
You see something structural in the heart. The one you were talking about before, Brugada syndrome, several others like long QT syndrome, will not have visible, even under the microscope, signs.
You just use the phrase long QT. Could you just define that for the jury?
That's another channelopathy that affects the ion channels in the cell membranes of the cardiac cells.
And let's just stick to the case of a ventricular fibrillation and someone who suddenly dies as a result. It's fair to say that during that process, that they can continue to look and appear as if they're making movements, that they might be conscious, but in fact, their body is dying and they then experience sudden death.
Usually if you're having a cardiac dysrhythmia, you can have movement, seizure-like activity, but usually you're not looking like a normal person would. Okay. It's very quick.
And sometimes in your experience as a medical examiner, you've had reports where people talk about the minutes before or the short time period before someone experienced sudden death, and they talk about the way they were moving or they were even walking, but they might have been mumbling, and then they die. And they describe those behaviors to you, don't they?
Occasionally we'll get something like that reported to us.
Okay. And you listen to that information, and being the trained medical examiner you are, then you consider that information in the context of a sudden unexpected death. You just include the information because you are interested in getting all the information you can.
Correct.
And once again, sudden unexpected death can result from vascular catastrophes. That's my word.
Sure.
And those catastrophes can be aorta dissection, aorta rupture, or an aneurysm, correct?
Among many others, yes.
And this sudden unexpected death in this area can be the result of acute squeezing of a particular body part.
I'm not sure what you're talking about.
In medical terms, tamponade.
A cardiac tamponade?
Yes.
Cardiac tamponade happens when there's bleeding into the pericardium. That's the sac, a membranous sac that surrounds the heart. And when enough blood gets into that sac, it displaces the heart and doesn't allow the heart to open up it basically stops the ability of the heart to pump.
Now, I just want to move on to another simple cause. Are you familiar with the phrase, I'm sure you are, sudden arrhythmic death syndrome?
Yes.
And it's accurate to say that sudden unexpected death with a normal heart autopsy accounts for 5 to 10% of young adult sudden deaths.
Of natural deaths.
Of natural deaths, yes, sir.
Yes.
And now I'm not going to get this one right, but are you familiar with the acronym of CPVT?
No.
Catecholaminergic tachycardia. I probably butchered that up. Does that ring a bell?
Catecholaminergic.
Thank you. Yes.
I still don't know what the other two letters stand for.
Okay. Polymorphic ventricular tachycardia. I said it wrong again, but
that's probably another dysrhythmia. Okay. Or tachycardia is a fast heartbeat.
Now, once again, in these types of causes of sudden unexpected death, in each one that we just briefly described, in each one of the cases, the person who then experiences sudden death can be viewed in the moments, whether it be minutes or a few minutes or seconds, they can be viewed by someone observing them as still moving or at times even talking until death results, correct?
Correct.
Then there are neurological causes for sudden unexpected death, correct?
Sure.
And they are arrhythmia linked. Am I right in saying that? They're linked to arrhythmias.
They can be.
And they're linked to hemorrhaging and stroke and things like that.
Sure.
And people can experience sudden unexpected death as a result of a neurological cause where they have up to that point not manifested any physical manifestation of illness, correct?
Correct.
Once again, moving on, there's pulmonary causes of sudden unexpected death, aren't there?
Yes.
And for instance, massive pulmonary embolism is the leading cause of sudden unexpected death in young adults, isn't it?
It's one of them, yes.
And this is one of those causes of death that can result from one of the triggers, including recent travel, right?
That's one of them, yes.
Hormonal therapy?
Yes.
Just moving on to two more examples, and we talked about it. There are also asphyxial causes of sudden unexpected death, correct?
Correct.
Those.
I mean, even just an all-encompassing one redirect question. None of the discussion of the items that have been brought up by the defense can be confirmed without an autopsy, correct? And why couldn't she do that? Because he didn't have a body. Thank you.
Yeah. That's all.
Asphyxial causes of sudden unexpected death. Sometimes they're characterized as they happen when someone is hanging or experiencing strangulation. Is that fair to say?
That is one cause of asphyxia, yes.
But asphyxia can be caused by a positional obstruction, correct?
Correct.
Can you tell the jury what a positional obstruction is?
Oh,
that would be something that...
Are they talking about Brian's massive cock?
either blocks your face so you can't breathe, or something that sometimes a car in a car accident will, or a better example, anything that if you have a heavy weight on your torso, sometimes that keeps you from being able to expand your lungs. This kind of death is called positional asphyxia.
I see. And is it the result of, as part of the mechanism for this is hypoxia results?
That's what happens, yes.
And the hypoxia, could you tell the jury what hypoxia is?
Hypoxia is just lack of oxygen.
And I'm not going to say it right, but I'll try. Vagal reflex pathway, a cause for sudden unexpected death?
Sure.
And that's also related to a form of asphyxia or compression stress?
It can be.
It can be. And can you just tell the jury briefly what the mechanism for that is?
A vagal, that usually causes a cardiac dysrhythmia as well.
Okay. And can that occur when there is some pressure on the vagal nerve?
Yes.
And where's the vagal nerve?
The vagus nerve is in the neck and upper portion of the chest.
So if something is putting pressure on the neck of an individual, that could result in this vagal reflex pathway or vaginal reflex issue that could result in sudden unexpected death.
Vaginal.
And that sudden unexpected death, and that's
Vaginal.
Yeah.
situation can occur once again in someone that simply has not manifested any.
Sure, it's vaginal, according to Lauren.
Yeah, no, but it's not even. This is about veins or something. It has nothing to do with the vagina, I don't think.
No, it's vagina.
Okay. I would like us to get through one string without having to say vagina.
Vaginal.
Physical problems to the observer.
Right, until the pressure is put on their neck.
Okay.
Sure.
And Dr. Atkinson, you know Dr. Mindy Hall, don't you?
Yes, I do.
And she is presently the Chief Medical Examiner of the Office of Chief Medical Examiner?
Correct.
I didn't say that right, but and you're familiar with the fact that she has in fact presented to your colleagues at the Office of Chief Medical Examiner on causations involving and resulting in sudden unexpected death.
Yes.
And so this topic of sudden unexpected death, you can find it in the research and you can find it in the experience of trained and professional medical examiners like yourself.
Of course.
So just to conclude, we can all agree, isn't it, that sudden unexpected death is rare, correct? Maybe I'm overstating that. I'm sorry.
People die suddenly quite often, but depending on what parameters you're talking about, in a young person that has no medical history, yes, it's rare.
Okay. It's rare for someone without medical history. You see it more often in the forensic setting than, say, someone sees it in just a non-forensic setting. Is that fair to say? Because that's part of your job.
Yes.
And it occurs in individuals who otherwise.
Game over. Vidal did not get the points. I'm in the playoffs. What? Thank goodness. Whew.
have never manifested any medical problem.
It can.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
Any redirect?
Yes.
Right ahead.
Okay. He's going to ask all the questions I was saying, right?
Yeah.
Call him off and call Richard Atkinson.
Wait.
I'm sorry.
People die suddenly that has no medical history. Yes, it's rare.
Okay. It's rare for someone without medical history. You see it more often in the forensic setting than, say, someone sees it in just a non-forensic setting. Is that fair to say? Because that's part of your job.
Yes.
And it occurs in individuals who otherwise have never manifested any medical problem.
It can.
Thank you, doctor. Thank you very much.
Any redirect?
Yes.
Right ahead.
Okay. Let's see this redirect.
The vagal reflex pathway in sudden unexpected deaths that result in that. How common is that in a healthy adult female with no medical history?
It depends on, definitely not common at all, but
In this case that you were working on, what evidence did you see of someone suffering from an injury to the vagal reflex pathway?
there was no evidence at all in this case
And-
of any type of death.
Okay.
Or at least there was no body to autopsy.
So that's kind of a follow-up question to that. There's no body to autopsy. What would you have looked at in the body if you were looking for, say, an issue with the vagal reflex?
Well, something like a cardiac channelopathy can't be diagnosed at autopsy, but it's a diagnosis of exclusion that we only ever would put on a death certificate because it's so rare. If we did a full autopsy that excluded injuries, that excluded toxicology as a possible cause of death, that excluded all the far more likely causes of natural death, like pulmonary embolism or heart disease. So without doing an autopsy to exclude all those things, a sudden arrhythmia disorder is at the very bottom of the list of possibilities.
What would you have looked at in a case
Good. That's good. Finally.
to determine if someone died of hypoxia in an autopsy? What would you have looked at?
That totally depends on what's causing the hypoxia. If it's a hanging or a strangulation, you would look for injuries of the neck, a ligature for one's neck. Other types of hypoxia would have other types of findings.
What would you look at during an autopsy to diagnose a pulmonary embolism?
You can actually see the pulmonary embolism. It's a clot that usually comes from the leg veins and goes into the pulmonary arteries.
Now he missed tagging on the last one. Be like, but if you have no body, you couldn't determine that, right?
And you can see
Should be hitting that after every one of these single explanations.
that inside of the pulmonary arteries.
What would you look at during an autopsy to diagnose some neurological cause of death?
Other than sometimes
No, I don't have a merch advertising shirt. I mean, I've got my shirt, which I bought independently off a website, but it was like $80. And none of the ones I could find that link up through here have the same type of shirt. But also, Dexter is able to make quick work of these shirts with his little claws. And he draws out like little, what do they call them? Like when you get a line in it, like a
pull, a snag.
A snag. Yeah. He's got a run. He gets all these little runs in the shirt. And I'm just like, well, you ruined like $300 worth of shirts, you stupid cat. Thank you.
Seizures that have no finding.
And it's just him going up there and being like,
Yeah.
he's just making biscuits on the shoulder. And he's like,
Things of autopsy. You could see bleeding. Is a subarachnoid hemorrhage from a burst aneurysm, for example.
And when you do an autopsy, how do you see the bleeding around the brainstem?
You can just see it with your eyes and take photographs of it.
You earlier described cardiac tamponade.
but if you don't have a body, you cannot see that, correct?
Did I get that right?
Yes.
Okay. And again, that was bleeding into the pericardial sac.
This is
Yes.
probably giving
Would that
him
be painful?
too
It can be
much
painful.
credit, but I wonder if he's doing that because he wants to drive home the fact that it's very unusual, the sudden death thing. Like, I don't know.
Maybe. Oh, I get what you're saying. Yeah, maybe. But I mean, still, you drive home the fact that he cut up the body. So anything the defense brings up about version and
Yeah.
and also it would, you know what it would have been great if on direct examination or redirect of the digital experts they had said, you didn't find any searches for sudden death, did you?
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's too much time. We don't want to waste the court. We don't want to bore the jury.
We don't want to ask too many questions. We don't want to pry.
Right.
Now, with this matter, what access did you have to determine a manner of death regarding this case, which was 23, forgive me, regarding case 230493? What did the Office of the Chief Medical Examiner have access to determine a cause of death?
We did not determine a cause or manner of death
And why didn't you determine the cause or manner of death?
because we had no body to autopsy.
With these sudden unexpected deaths that were reviewed with you, does someone have to have a physical injury in order for these to come on?
No.
So these could occur without a physical injury?
Yes.
And when you've had access to autopsies to make these findings, have you ever seen a sudden unexpected death where there were no injuries?
Yes.
Want me, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you, Your Honor. Doctor, you reviewed
Well, I don't know why that helped.
when you have access to a body for an autopsy, what do you get access to as far as medical records?
We investigate where the person might have ever gone for medical care, sometimes from family members that will tell us, and we request records from all of those places. We don't know that information. We sometimes send out a blind request to a lot of hospitals in the area.
And with some of these sudden unexpected deaths, do you also get access to statements of people who see the decedent right before they die?
Yes.
And so does that help you with the diagnosis?
Yes, it does.
And did you have any access to any statements regarding Ms. Walsh before she died? With these sudden unexpected deaths that were reviewed for you, pulmonary, neurological, and the rest, how common are they with a healthy adult female?
How old is this?
39 years old?
They're very uncommon.
And on the effect of travel, there was some discussion of the effect of
Good.
travel. And how would travel affect someone as far as a sudden unexpected death?
Generally, that refers to travel being a risk factor for pulmonary emboli or deep venous thrombosis, DVTs of the leg. And it usually occurs in very long flights where the person doesn't get up and move their legs.
How common is it in a flight, say that's 90 minutes?
Less common than a longer flight.
This actually scared me because on long flights that I've done, like international or something, a couple times I'm usually drinking the entire time and never moving. And I'm like, oh my God, it's a death sentence.
Nothing further on.
Any requests?
If I heard you right, that sometimes sudden unexpected death that you've looked at, there's no injury at all.
Correct.
Thank you.
So they just reiterated, sometimes when there's sudden death, there's no injury at all, right? And okay.
Paul Bruce Marquis. Could you state your name and spell your last name for record?
Teresa
All right, so now we get into some of our coworkers from Tishman Spire.
Marchese, Marchese,
Where do you work, man?
Washington, D.C.,
For what company?
Tishman Spire.
And what is your role at Tishman Spire?
I'm a managing director in the Human Capital Management Group.
I'd like to ask you some questions about Anna Walsh. Are you familiar with Anna Walsh?
Yes.
And what was her compensation when she joined Tishman Spire?
$220,000 base.
And on top of the base, was there potential?
Whoa, that's baller status. I almost got to do an air horn. I just got to do it. 220K? Damn, girl.
Outstanding.
For bonus.
That's more than your loser husband who's using a credit card to buy sports memorabilia to start his sports memorabilia business on credit.
Yes.
Sherry makes a good point. Drinking is a blood thinner. You're fine. She doesn't say you're fine.
Oh,
She said you're medicating. So
okay, good.
I'm just
Now,
calling.
did she
you
receive
Joe.
any benefits as a result of becoming
I'll make sure that my family sues her if I die.
a member of Tishman Spire?
Yes.
What did she receive as far as life insurance?
2 times her annual salary.
And what company provided that policy?
We did. MetLife.
MetLife, thank you.
Margarita said it was fine.
How much was the life insurance policy for?
No,
2 times her annual
it
base
wasn't.
salary.
Your Honor, you can very
It's
clearly
Sherry.
see.
Sherry,
Yeah.
the tax lady,
Oh.
said it was fine.
Sherry very clearly said he was fine self-medicating with blood thinners with alcohol.
And
he
then they
died.
would say, why are you taking medical advice from a tax lady?
And then I would say, look, Robert Tellis was taking legal advice from General Bob Custer on Twitter with his rims. What's the problem?
And then they would say, okay.
And then I would just say Compass Realty.
And are you familiar with who the beneficiaries were of the policy?
Yes.
Who were the beneficiaries?
Her husband and her 3 children. She was hired as a co-head of the property management group.
Was there a building called the Mazda Gallery or Galleria?
So Mazda was a development site
Yes.
that we had. It was formerly a mall. Tishman's Fire purchased it under the grounds that we would redevelop, turn it into apartments and some retail.
And did she have any interplay? Did she have any responsibilities over that project?
Yes. The crossing was a residential apartment building.
When was it the first day that people returned back to the Washington, D.C. offices, if you know? And
January 3rd.
when was the last time you saw Anna Walshe?
It was December. It was the 15th, perhaps. We had a women's event in the office.
And at this event in December, I think it was 2022.
Correct.
Okay. And what was her demeanor like at this event?
Normal, happy, social.
And did you see any injuries on Ms. Walshe when you were with her that night or that day at the women's event?
No.
Now, when did you first learn that Anna Walshe was missing?
January 4th.
And how were you alerted that Ms. Walshe was missing?
A coworker came over to let me know that her husband had called the crossing team looking for her.
So with this information, what did you do to try and with this information, what did you decide to do?
I said, I'll reach out to him. Do you have a phone number?
Okay. And what was the name of the person you tried to reach out to?
Brian Walshe.
Now, where did you go to try and reach out to him? Did you call him from your now,
I called him from my cell phone.
Okay. Did you have anyone with you when you called him?
Yes.
Who was with you when you called him?
The first time I called, Jeff Chod was with me.
Who is Jeff Chod?
At the time, he was the head of our Washington, D.C. office.
And you said you called from your cell phone. About what time did you call Mr. Walshe that morning, January 4th?
Between 10 and 11.
Okay. And did you connect with him?
Yes.
All right. Now I want to ask you about that conversation. What did he tell you in that conversation about Anna Walshe being missing?
So I called, I introduced myself, I let him know who I was. And I just said how, I understand you're looking for Anna, like how can we help?
Okay. And what did he tell you?
He said, so I talked to him multiple times that day.
Certainly.
So I believe in our first conversation, he stated he hasn't seen Anna since the 1st for New Year's Day. And he was looking for her and wanted to see if any of us had heard from her. And he specifically said, we have only gone 24 hours or more without seeing each other once. And the last time she was, I'm paraphrasing, but annoyed with me for, looking for her too soon.
So this is an interesting quote. He says, we've only gone 24 hours or more without talking to each other once. That is on top of that being very weird, right? It's immediately contradicted later by the second witness. But
yeah,
I mean, if it was true, it's still kind of cringe, right? It's still like 24 hours and you start
well,
like
what he's
hyperventilating or something.
He's trying to say that I think what he was saying is that like she got mad at me when I started looking for her too early. Like,
no, I know, but but he says before that, like, I don't know.
yeah, like they've never spent that much time apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a
And
little
and last time she's freaking out. Yeah, because it's weird.
yeah.
Okay.
Essentially.
Now, he said he was looking for it. Did he say why he was looking for it in Washington?
Is this guy actually married? This doesn't make any sense.
Yes. He had said that there was a building emergency that she was called back for.
Were there any building emergencies in Washington, D.C. for the properties that Anna was managing at this point in time in January 2023?
January 2020, that date?
Well, between January 1st and January 4th of 2023.
I can confirm on January 1st, there was not.
Okay.
I'm not sure about
All right.
2nd, 3rd, 4th.
So, but there were no emergencies on January 1st.
Correct.
Okay. Now, you're having this conversation with him. Do you offer to do anything during this conversation to help?
Yes.
What did you offer?
I had stated,
Congratulations on 1 month, Detective Wobbuffet from Down Under.
Anna had shared with me where she lives, and
Thank you for the $1 due.
it's not too far from my home. I'm happy to go by and just check to make sure she hasn't fallen.
Now, what was his demeanor like during this first conversation?
He was polite and calm and nice.
And how long was the conversation?
A few minutes.
And after the conversation was over and you had made this offer, what did you do?
A coworker, the one who originally told me about the phone call from the crossing team, offered to drive up with me to the house. And so we did that.
During the conversation with Mr. Walshe, this first one, did you ask him anything about Anna's mental health?
I did.
And what did you ask?
I asked if she had any mental health issues.
And what did he say?
He said, no, we just had a lovely holiday, New Year's with friends.
So I take it at this point in time, you and the coworker went to Anna's home.
Correct.
So there's a wet Nespresso box.
On Monday and Tuesday it had rained, but on Wednesday it had not. So that led me to believe Anna had not been out of her home.
Do you have any further conversations with Mr. Walshe at this point in time?
Yes. So I notified him about the box. I saw a Google camera, like a doorbell camera or just a camera. And I asked him if he had access to it to check the records.
Did he have any access to it?
He said Anna is the tech one in the family. He does not handle that stuff.
And did you ask him about how to try and get inside the house?
So remember, I believe I turned the doorknob and I told him it was locked. And I looked in the window because there's a glass panel.
Yes.
And just to see if it looked like anything was broken into, and it didn't. The house was pretty immaculate.
Okay.
And so I walked down the steps and there was a garage there, and he said, I have the garage code if you can check.
So were you able to get into the garage with the code?
Yes.
Even this was boring.
Now you can't get inside the house. Do you have any further conversations with Mr. Walsh?
What?
Even this was boring. I thought this was going to be
Yeah.
interesting, you know? But
I cut out the stuff about the search, but then I was like trying to keep stuff in that might be relevant.
Yes.
And so what happened so what happened between not getting into the house to the third conversation?
So on my way up to the house, I had spoken with our global head of security.
Yes. Who's that?
Hugh Dunleavy.
Okay.
I conferenced him into our call with Brian.
So you'd already called Brian before getting Mr. Dunleavy on the call?
Yeah, I believe that was the second call, though.
Okay, the second call. So let me ask you about that second call, because I might have jumped ahead.
I left it in because they keep saying how like normal Brian was, except for when he like broke down like a little Lorne
yeah.
for a couple seconds. Like,
this conversation with Mr. Walsh, what was his demeanor like in the second conversation
So when Hugh joined,
prior to Mr. Dunleavy joining?
he was polite and calm and nice.
And what did you tell Mr. Walsh about bringing Mr. Dunleavy into this conversation?
I had said, Hugh is ex-Secret Service, and you'll be in great hands.
And what was his demeanor like at that point in time in the conversation?
He sounded like he was crying and said he needed a minute, and very abruptly returned and said, okay.
And so at this point after that,
it's such a Lorne move. I'm gonna blow my nose. I'm gonna take my headset off for a second.
moment, what did you do as far as trying to conference in Mr. Dunleavy?
He was on the phone.
Okay. And so when Mr. Walsh was upset, was Mr. Dunleavy already on the call, or was it before he was on the call?
It was when he was on the call.
Okay. So that's when Mr. Walsh became upset, just so I have the timeline right?
Correct.
Okay. What happened after Mr. Walsh composed himself in the conversation?
I believe Hugh and I started to ask him a series of questions.
Okay. Did you ask him anything about on his car?
Yes.
What did he tell you about on his car?
We asked the make and the model and the color. He told us it was a gray Volkswagen Taos. We asked about the license plate. He did not know the license plate number. We asked if she had an easy pass. I don't recall what he said.
Did you ask him anything about the house itself?
I did. We asked him if he was on the deed or the mortgage, and if we call the police, if he would be able to grant permission to let someone in. And I believe he said he didn't know if.
This is a real red flag to me. I don't understand how you don't know this, right?
Yeah.
If you've ever bought property,
actually, what was it?
he didn't know if he was on the deed or on the mortgage, right?
Yeah.
Like, you have to sign everything for a mortgage. You have to co-sign all these closing documents, right? And like, I'm on the mortgage, but my wife is on the property for the house, right? She's on the property. I'm the one that's signed for the mortgage. It's under my name, right? But it's very clear. If you're one or the other, he's just like, I don't know. Oh, my wife
doesn't care about those things,
It's ridiculous.
he was on. He did not know if he was on the deed, but believed Anna was on the mortgage, I think.
Okay. And so did you ask him anything about how Anna traveled to DC?
I did.
What did he say?
So I had asked him myself without Hugh on our first conversation.
Yes.
When he told me.
Yeah, and it's marital property. I believe you both have to be on the deed by law.
Yeah. I think you're right.
So for this guy who doesn't do anything.
Oh, it's possible he couldn't be on the mortgage because of his fraud convictions, but
Right. But that's different than the deed. Both the spouses have to be on the deed.
She really picked a winner there,
Mm-hmm,
and stayed with. I shouldn't say picked a winner because she didn't know, I'm sure, when they met, but
Well, his smiles remained the same the entire time.
That she had to leave for an emergency, and he told him she was flying to DC, and I had said on American, and he said American or JetBlue. I'm not sure which one.
During this conversation with you, Mr. Dunleavy, Mr. Walsh, what did you ask him about calling hospitals?
So back to the second conversation, Hugh and I again asked him how Anna typically came to DC.
Yes.
And at that point, he said he didn't know if she drove, train, flew, and I believe he said he thought she flew. Then, proceeding to ask questions, we asked if he has called any hospitals. And I let him know that I had asked someone in our DC office to call the local hospitals in DC. And she had called Sibley, Suburban, and GW, George Washington. And Anna was not there, and recommended he do the same in Boston.
And what did Mr. Dunleavy say to him? What was the conversation of calling the police?
Towards the end of the conversation, when we were going through what friends he may have reached out to, suggesting to call hospitals, Hugh had stated to hang up and call the police immediately.
When was the next conversation with Mr. Walsh? Was this at your home?
Correct.
Okay. So this conversation with Mr. Dunleavy, this is part of conversation 2.
Correct.
I think I kept this in because the security guy's reaction is so much more plausible than his reaction in terms of like reacting to what the information is.
Okay. So where did conversation 3 take place for you?
my dining room table.
And how much more serious everyone else takes it and the steps they take versus what Brian did. I'm going to blow up everyone in Washington, D.C. I'm going to call everyone.
Why'd you go to your dining room table from the Walsh residence?
Sure. So after we hung up, I actually went to Starbucks first and called Hugh.
When is it? How long are you at home before you have your third conversation with Mr. Walsh?
Unfortunately, this lady's confused on when the second, third, fourth, whatever happened.
So it was close to 1 p.m.
Okay. And what was the subject of this conversation? Can you tell us about it? Did he mention anything about filing a police report?
Yes.
What did he say?
So Brian called me to let me know that he had just hung up with the police and they were filing a police report.
And did he say anything about calling on his friends or acquaintances?
Yes.
What did he say?
He mentioned he called someone named Alyssa and someone named Abdullah or Abdullah.
Okay. What was his demeanor like in this phone call?
Polite, calm, the same.
The same. What did he mention about private investigators?
At the end of the conversation, he had said his mother wanted to hire a private investigator.
Did you have a...
Abdullah or Abdullah, that sounds like a terrorist. But... Sorry, I shouldn't have taken the bite on this. It is so ridiculous for him to say, my mother wants to hire a private investigator. If that's true and she gets up on the stand, she's in on it. Like, it makes no sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You wanna look into hiring a private investigator before just calling the police?
It makes no sense.
Makes zero sense. PIs are what you do when the cops don't keep looking into your case, right? That's what I hear all the time on true crime channels. Like, oh, the police weren't taking it seriously. It was a cold case. We hired our own private investigator. She wants to hire the private investigator within the third day without calling the cops.
What phone call with him?
I did. Was to text him Hugh's phone number.
Okay.
I know we were talking about the hospitals, friends, private investigator. Yeah, to be honest, I don't know if the private investigator was on the fourth call or the third, so we might have blended. Yeah.
Understandable. It's been 3 years. Now, ma'am, in addition to having phone calls, did you have any other ways of communicating with the person you thought to be Brian Walsh that day?
There were text messages.
There were text messages. Do those appear to be your text messages between you and the number that you thought to be Brian Walsh's?
Yes.
Are there Tishman Inspired personnel at Hamas building? Thanks. Did you respond to that text?
I did not.
So that was the last communication you had with Mr. Walsh?
Correct.
Oh, all right. This one.
Walsh about having the children in DC, her children in DC.
Yes.
What did she tell you about having her children in DC?
We talked a few times about it. I'd say the first time was when she was, taking the offer and moving. We would talk about different areas and schools. And she had said that she would probably bring them down. I think the first time was in the summer, which made sense when they get out of school.
And was there a subsequent conversation about the children coming down after the summer?
Yeah. So I believe in the summer or at an event, we had chatted and she had mentioned to me that they'd be coming down in September.
And were there any further conversations after September about the children moving down to DC?
No.
Okay. Now, after seeing Anna Walsh at the women's event for Tishman Inspire in December, have you seen Anna Walsh since?
No.
Nothing for you.
Sam.
Come on.
Morning.
So, basically what you do, Tishman Inspire is the human resource.
Yes.
And what was it I your
Managing director.
And the audio sucks here. I tried to clean it up as much as possible. Slowing it down didn't help. So,
Can I actually speak up?
Managing director.
Attorney Tipton, can I ask you to speak up?
Certainly.
I love the judge doing that to him. He's like, can I ask you to speak up a little? And the judge is like, can I ask you to speak up a little bit? You stupid idiot.
And as part of your role as the managing director of human resources, you are responsible for, or your office is for keeping track of sick days and things like that of your employees.
We have systems that we use to keep track of days for our employees.
And one of the items of information that you provided to investigators in this case was Anna Walsh's information regarding sick days she had taken, correct?
A document I provided? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
Yes.
And that document only goes up to December 7th, doesn't it? It doesn't extend into the full month of December, does it?
I don't recall.
And do you recall that that Anna Walsh took sick days beginning sometime in December 1st, and her reason for it was attending to her mother's surgery? Do you remember that?
I do not recall if they were sick days or vacation days.
Okay. In any event, did she ever inform you that she was going to go to Dublin?
No.
And so, as far as you know, in all the records you have regarding Anna Walsh, there's nothing to indicate that she ever went to Dublin. As far as you sit here today.
No.
Okay. And you mentioned the crossing a few times.
Wait a minute. So they're saying she didn't go? We have the records. What are they talking about? Oh, they're just trying to say Anna's a liar.
In your testimony. Can you just tell the jury once again, what is the crossing when you refer to that?
The crossing is a residential apartment building that we own in Washington, D.C.
And how many units does it have? Approximately.
800.
Okay. And is it fair to say that the crossing is considered to be pretty much kind of a high-end residence in the DC area?
Just standard modern apartment building with amenities and a pool, rooftop pool. That is high end. Yes.
And Legionnaire's disease. Apparently, I mean, I don't know how high end it could be.
For free.
Right?
Okay. All right. And it's fair to say that you, if I heard you right, that were your offices at the crossing?
No.
But you mentioned that you were at the crossing at various times.
I did not mention that I was at the crossing various times.
Did I misunderstood
I
you?
have been to the crossing. Yes.
Okay. And as part of your role as human resource and the managing director, you would be aware of the fact that if there were in fact problems at various buildings, wouldn't you?
Not necessarily.
Okay. Are you aware? When it comes to human resources, is it fair to say that if there's a problem with an employee's performance, human resources would hear about it and deal with it?
Correct.
And if, for instance, the tenants of a particular property that was managed by Tishman Speyer were complaining about something at the properties, and they were complaining about some of the management that was occurring at the properties, you'd hear about it, and you would be involved in trying to deal with whatever problem was being reported.
Human resources.
See, this is why I couldn't be on a jury, right? You tell me that there's retail customers complaining. My eyes would go all the way, like as Paul says, they go all the way to the back of my goddamn skull. Yeah. I've had enough of retail. I've had enough of, I'm going to say it, you people, you're out there in retail. I genuinely don't care.
I like retail, but I worked in a very fancy place, so it was kind of different.
Oh, okay. Secaucus? It was like...
It was not in Secaucus, but it was very nice.
The Neiman Marcus and Secaucus adjacent, maybe?
Yeah. Lids.
Sources team would be involved. Me specifically, not a guarantee.
Okay, and I appreciate that answer. You're aware of the fact that on or around October of 2022, there was a Legionnaire health issue that was raised by the Department of Health for the District of Columbia at the crossing.
I had heard that there was an issue with Legionnaires.
Okay, and in fact, eventually, at the crossing, on or around October, November, and leading into December of 2022, the Department of Health of DC required that notices be placed at the crossing informing the tenants that there had been 2 cases of Legionnaire's disease associated with the crossing.
Did they go in with hazmat suits? Otherwise, I don't give a shit.
What's the question?
You're aware of that, aren't you?
I am not.
Okay. Are you aware of the fact that Anna Walshe was dealing?
Unless they're like ETing up that building where they're coming in with like the biohazard, like breather tubes on there, be like, oh my God, there's somebody living here. It sounds like it's just some random cases of some people that are ne'er-do-wells in this high-end apartment.
Dealing with the Department of Health of DC, dealing with this Legionnaire's issue that had been detected at the crossing.
I'm aware that as part of Anna's role, she would interact.
Also on redirect, you ask her, well, I don't know if you can ask her. Maybe you ask her, hey, did Anna ever complain about, or was Anna ever worried about Legionnaire's disease being at one of the properties and her health sickness? And they go, no. Okay, thank you. No more questions. Were any Tishman Speyer employees infected with Legionnaire's disease that you were aware of? No.
This were an issue. I do not specifically know if she emailed, if she spoke to someone, if others were involved. Yes.
Okay. May I approach your honor?
So you don't want me to read it out loud, but I can read it to myself.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Is there something you want me to look for?
I'm going to ask you if you've had time to review it.
I mean,
and I'm going to ask you details. I'm just going to ask you one simple question.
Sure.
Have you ever seen that?
I'm not sure.
You're not sure. You could have, but you might not.
Correct. Yeah.
And then are you aware that that is posted on, yes or no, posted on the Tishman Speyer website?
No.
Yeah, that's a right. That's a right. Like Mario. That's right. Lots of opinions. If you don't know about a Legionnaire's breakout in your company, it is not serious. Because the PR would be all over me like, oh my God.
Are you aware of the fact? Are you aware of the tenant association meetings where they complained about the performance of Anna Walshe in conjunction with the information in that letter?
I am aware that there were tenant association meetings. I am not aware that they complained specifically about Anna.
Okay. You are aware, though, if I understanding your answer, that the tenants were complaining. You're just not sure if they were complaining about Anna Walshe.
There were quite a few complaints from the tenants for a variety of issues.
Okay. Dealing with the management of the crossing location.
They're always nitpicking. They're like bitching. There's Legionella in our water. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Bunch of nervous Nellies.
Various things that happened at crossing.
And does that include an issue that arose around the middle part of 2022 where the FBI became involved in the arrest of 2 residents living at the crossing?
What is the question?
See counsel at the side of the bench.
I want to know what this arrest was. Because it sounds... I mean, what could it possibly be that is relevant? Like,
Who was arrested?
2 residents of the crossing were arrested by the FBI, and he's trying to make it like it's important, right? So,
Yeah.
what?
Well, their weapon was sudden death.
were they making anthrax bombs or something? What does it matter? Because we never find out, but I want to know.
Yeah, me too. But I'm sure it's very.
So just yes or no, if you can. Are you aware of the FBI becoming involved, and without going into details about it, the FBI being involved in some arrest of 2 individuals who lived at the crossing?
Yes.
Okay. And once again, that occurred when Anna Walshe was assigned to manage the crossing.
It occurred in April. I do not remember if Anna was physically there when it happened, or if she came within a week or 2 of that, but she was working on that situation with us. Yes.
Now, there's certain benefits, employee benefits that Tishman Spire provides to its employees, correct?
Correct.
And we already know that you provide life insurance at 2 times their base salary, correct?
Correct.
And the beneficiary on this particular policy involved Mr. Walshe and the 3 boys, correct?
Correct.
Now, there's other benefits that accrue to the employee.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. The 3 boys. So what can we conclude from that, Suma? I drew a very direct conclusion from what the defense attorney said. If I'm on the jury, you know what did you think about that?
What I don't.
He said the beneficiary of the life insurance is Brian Walshe and the 3 sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what does that mean? There are 3 other people just as likely to kill their mother than Brian.
I see.
For the benefits.
Yeah. How old is the oldest one? 6?
6, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
So
you don't
know they are at age
wait.
6,
You don't. Okay, so the benefit is $440,000. You don't think a 6-year-old kid would kill for $440,000? You know how many toys you could buy with that? It's not just Brian that is having the beneficiary, like getting the $440,000.
Right.
There are so many people with motives here.
Yeah, and many iPads.
But also, she died of natural causes,
Right. Right.
Employees like Anna Walshe and
like auto asphyxiation or sudden death or whatever. We don't know. We don't have the body.
Auto asphyxiation is not natural causes.
The state couldn't produce the dead body to us.
its health benefits, correct? Health insurance?
Correct.
And in fact, isn't it true that Tishman Spire also offers to some of its employees a discounted rental rate at some of your properties if they choose to live there? They get a little bit of a discount.
Not 100% accurate.
Okay, tell us.
And maybe those properties have Legionellas. Oops. That's not the one I wanted. Did you hear that?
No.
You didn't hear that? Oh, one second. I'll do my right thing and then I'll play that clip because it is pretty pertinent to
there
my
at the crossing, and perhaps actually I don't know all of the city's rules. At the crossing, yes, there was a discount provided to 2 employees, I believe.
Okay, so a discount provided if they chose to reside at the crossing.
Correct.
Okay, and there's also, with regards to benefits, and in your capacity as the managing director of human resource, that in fact you have to kind of set forth what you want as benefits for the next year, so to speak, and that usually occurs around November of the preceding year. Is that fair to say?
Open enrollment.
Open enrollment.
Yes.
Okay, and your policies state that if there is a qualifying change in status, then some of the things like the benefits that your employees receive, like life insurance or anything, something like that, that they can then change some of their benefits. For instance, they could change their beneficiary, they could change their health insurance, who gets health insurance, correct? They can change it.
You're referring to during open enrollment?
I'm actually, yes. Well, let's start with that. In open enrollment, yes. I'm asking you that.
Okay. During open enrollment, you can make changes to your medical, dental, vision plan. Life insurance and long-term disability long-term disability is a one-time deal, typically, when you are hired. There are occasions on certain years where we may work with the carriers to allow employees to have another open enrollment opportunity. I do not recall if that happened in honest tenure with us. Life insurance is given to everyone upon hire. There is an opportunity to purchase supplemental life insurance. That is typically upon hire. And then there are some similarly, we may do an open enrollment for it. And depending on your election amount, it may be automatic or you may be required to do additional questionnaire. And then there are other benefits such as transit or different things along those lines as well.
Okay. Now, aside from open enrollment in that particular area, if someone needs to change something later on, they could only change it if there was a qualifying change in status event.
Qualifying life event.
Okay. And one of those events includes divorce.
Correct.
And it's fair to say that Anna Walshe never brought up, raised, discussed with human resources anything about what would happen if she got a divorce or anything of the sort.
Correct.
To the best of your knowledge, Anna Walshe never came to human resources and discussed anything with regards to a divorce and her benefits that she received from Tishman Spire. Sorry.
Sustained.
It's fair to say that Anna Walshe worked long hours.
I don't know.
You don't know? Okay.
At times, we're not hourly. Not everybody is hourly employees. Anna was not an hourly employee. At times, she could stay late or come early.
All right. And she would just be required to manage those properties. And sometimes she had to work long hours, I suppose, to manage those properties and deal with the problems with the properties.
She had a team on site to support it. There are occasions where I'm sure she stayed later or came early.
Was the first time you ever had a conversation that you recall with Mr. Brian Walshe, was that on January 4th?
Yes.
You had never talked to him before?
Correct.
And to the best of your knowledge, Brian Walshe had never called human resources and asked about what benefits he had or to ask to change the benefits that Anna Walshe had.
Correct.
You mentioned the name of Jeff Chod. I probably said that last name wrong.
Chod.
Okay. What is his role? at Tishman
He is no longer with the company.
What was his role in 2022?
He was the head of our Washington, D.C. region.
And did he, in fact, work with or supervise Anna Walshe?
Yes.
And would he be somebody that somebody might contact if they wanted to get in touch with Anna Walshe?
Not necessarily.
But that would be somebody that worked with her and supervised her, correct?
Yes.
And to the best of your knowledge, do you know if Brian Walshe ever reached out and tried to contact Jeff Chott?
I do not know.
To the best of your knowledge, was Human Resources and your team, were they also involved in assessing some employees' performance so they would be entitled to receive a bonus based on their performance?
You're asking if the HR team determines bonuses.
Well, let's ask it that way then. You can answer that yes or no.
The HR team is part of the process.
Okay.
Yes.
That's fair. And it's a better way of putting it. So let me ask you this. So Human Resources would be a process to evaluate someone's performance to make a determination of whether they got a bonus during a year.
Yes, there's a formal process.
And so complaints about poor performance would have a negative impact or a possible negative impact on someone receiving a bonus.
It could.
It could. And it depends on what the complaint was and what everybody on this team considered and discussed, correct?
Everybody on the HR team?
Yes.
And considered and discussed. It's a very broad statement. So are we focused on Anna or just our company?
Your company policy in general. I'm not focused on that right now.
Okay. Then what was the question again?
That there's a team put together at Tishman Speyer, and part of their role.
All right, see, when you're there, I got the thing set up. Okay, so I'd be having the discussions on work emails, right, or work meetings, and they would be talking about this, and they'd be putting like, oh, and I'd be presenting them the facts, and they're like, oh, well, what if we do this? And then I would just point out like, low-key, I'm like, no, it could be this because of another relative fact, and then I'd hit something like this, like, I was always shooting threes at the arc, right outside the paint, just last minute, boom. I have like 8 of them.
Is to evaluate whether someone's performance warrants them getting a bonus in salary for a particular pay period.
There are multiple people involved.
Sure.
Yes.
And so they evaluate the performance.
Compensation.
Okay. And Anna Walshe, being an employee, would also have her performance evaluated to determine if she would receive a bonus.
Yes.
Redirect.
Your Honor. Okay. The Friday for Thanksgiving, is that a holiday for Tishman Speyer?
It is a floating holiday, which means typically the corporate office.
So now he's doing some more redirect. I wonder if he's watching my streams because, you know, I've been hitting on him, being like, why aren't you doing more redirect? It'd be amazing. Mr. Prosecutor, take everything I'm saying, just internalize it. Do the redirects more confrontational.
It's closed and those employees are not required to work, but there are people in property management and some hourly roles that may be required pending the building leases, essentially.
Could Anna observe that as a floating holiday?
Say that again?
Could Anna Walshe observe the Friday for Thanksgiving as a floating holiday?
She could, yeah.
Do you know if Anna Walshe received bonuses as a result of her compensation at Tishman Speyer?
She did.
And what type of employee was Anna Walshe?
She received, she was a good employee. She was on time or early.
Okay.
She,
And these various complaints from the crossing, did that have any impact on Anna's compensation?
from the tenants of the crossing?
Yes.
No.
What about the FBI raid that occurred within weeks of her starting? Did that have any effects on her? Her perception as a good employee at Tishman Speyer?
Anna had nothing to do with that FBI raid.
Nothing further.
Any requests?
All right, so they go to lunch.
How about the recall Davis Gould?
My name is Davis Gould, spelled D-A-V-I-S, last name G-O-U-L-D.
My buzzer beater
Yes, I did.
here.
Yes, it says black jacket with pair of black
that's
socks
cool.
and bracelet from bag number 1.
All right. Now, when you were in court the other day and testifying, you didn't pull the black jacket out upon my request. Is that fair to say?
That's correct.
All right. Now, that bag, can you open it up and pull out the black jacket?
Yes.
Besides the jacket, sir, would you please do that? Is there anything else in the bag?
No.
Okay.
This item was placed into a drying cabinet in order to dry at the Sudbury Crime Laboratory.
What about the socks and the bracelet?
Those were also placed into a drying cabinet in order to dry.
What was done with the socks and the bracelet that were originally in the bag of the jacket?
After a period of a few days, in order for the items to dry, the evidence control unit repackaged those items that were now dry into their own individual brown paper bags. Correct. That's standard lab policy to then separate the individual items after they're dry. I looked at the lab photographs from the bench analysis that was done on the large bag labeled black jacket, socks, and bracelet, and the only item at the time of analysis was the black jacket inside of the bag. Those socks were also placed into a drying cabinet, just like the other 2 items.
Any,
You know, I think I replaced all my 3-point shots with Lauren stuff here.
Commonwealth may call its next witness.
The Commonwealth will call Hugh Dunleavy. Could you please state your name and spell your last?
So this guy is the head of security for Tishman Speyer, whatever.
Sure. Hugh, middle initial G, Dunleavy, D-U-N-L-E-A-V-Y.
And where were you working in January of 2023?
Tishman Speyer.
And what was your title at Tishman Speyer?
I'm the Chief Security Officer at Tishman Speyer.
In your work for Tishman Speyer, did you know Anna Walshe?
I did. Our workstations were probably 10 feet apart from each other.
It's probably a retired officer.
Were you aware of any specific
Retired
threats
Secret
against Anna
Service.
Walshe when she worked for you?
No.
What happened when you came to work on January 4th of 2023 in regard to Anna Walshe? And as a result of not hearing or seeing Anna Walshe, what did you do?
I sent on a quick health and welfare text message about 10:57 in the morning.
And how did you do that?
It was a text from my phone to hers.
And was that text received?
I couldn't tell if it was received. It only says delivered or read. In this instance, it did not.
And on that same day, at that same time, did you have an opportunity to speak with Brian Walshe?
I did. She conferenced me in on a call she had with Mr. Walsh.
Do you know what time that call was?
Sometime after 10:57 after the text, late morning.
And what was Anna Walsh's husband's demeanor initially?
Initially, very cordial. Hello, how can I help you? Very helpful.
And at some point, did that stay the same or change or something else?
It did. Very quickly, when I started asking about Anna, his demeanor changed. He got very emotional, unintelligible, to the point where I had to ask him to calm down. So I could just.
Emotional, unintelligible, just like Lauren and Sarah. Or Lauren be like,
understand what he was saying.
And was he able to do that?
He was, yes.
And how long do you think he was unintelligible for?
It was quick, 20 or 30 seconds at most. He was quickly able to reestablish his composure and begin a conversation.
And could you please
not FBI, no, you did not miss any bombshells yet.
tell me what Mr. Walsh told you during that phone call? How did that phone call go?
It was, again, very cordial. His demeanor was good. He regained his composure. And when I started asking, hey, when was the last time you saw Anna? What was her location? Words to that effect.
And what did he tell you about the last time he saw Anna?
He indicated he had seen Anna sometime either late on the 31st or early on the 1st of January.
And why did he say she had left?
He indicated that there was a work emergency and that she had left the house en route back to our DC region.
And what, if anything, did he tell you about the amount of time that he had not been in contact with her?
Here we go. What did the first person say? Right? We haven't been out of contact for how long? He said that we've never been out of contact for X amount of hours.
24 hours.
Okay, that's what she said, right? That he said.
Mm-hmm.
Very specifically, when was the last time he spoke to his wife? He said, I noted that it was the 4th of January. The last time he'd seen his wife was on the 1st. So it was 3 days. Is that normal? He indicated it was not atypical for them to not speak for several days.
Uh-oh. It's not atypical for us to not speak that many of days. 3 days. Not even like it's never happened before. It's not atypical versus you told the other person, hey, we've never gone more than 24 hours without talking to each other. And last time I started checking, she got annoyed with me, but that's why I'm doing it here because I got to set my alibi.
He was now calling work to find out where she was.
And what, if anything, was discussed about the work?
No, this trial could have a bombshell, ANS 9770. When Brian is on the stand, I cannot wait to figure out what stupid thing he's going to make up because he's listening to all this and taking it in and be like, oh, okay. Yes, I got to craft my lie to this. And then he's going to say something like, I was on Jupiter. And they're like, sir, you were caught on body cameras or in store footage. He's like, yes, but I did return from Jupiter and then I went immediately back. With this stupid smile, idiot.
Emergency.
Again, it's coming from Mr. Walsh. He indicated it was a work emergency. He was non-specific. He didn't know the nature of it.
All right, Meowfie wants $2. Yes, sir. I will not lie to you. You're gonna go, Michaela. Go watch the pornography 2025 people.
Mr. Walsh said I was unaware of a work emergency that would necessitate.
Again, I love that.
Kayla Marie. Yeah, we'll do it as the exit.
Bringing Anna back to DC. He said I would check, but I was unaware of any emergency.
What?
There's a corner in the Bronx, and the streets that meet on that corner is Seaman, like SEA man, and Cumming, CUMMING.
Nice. I can't scroll up amongst the clips now, so it's just stuck to the outro. It is. Sorry.
Oh,
See, at the residential properties in DC.
Did you check?
I did.
Did you discover a work emergency?
I did not.
What else did you discuss during the course of that conversation?
I asked him how, if he believed his wife was headed to DC, how she got there. Did she fly? Did she take a train? How did she get to the airport or the train station?
And what did he say?
He was unaware. He indicated he did not know.
And what else did you talk about during that conversation?
I asked if he had any mechanism, like most of us have, to find your family in the event of emergency, find my iPhone. I said, do you use that technology with your wife? He said, no, I do not.
What else did you discuss?
I discussed that it was imperative that it was, again, now the 4th. He tells me the last time he saw his wife was on the 1st. It was imperative that he reach out to local law enforcement. I asked him, had he done that? And he said, no, not yet.
I can maybe play it in the background on a non-crucial part. This is kind of interesting.
I told him that he must. I advised him that he should, as soon as we hang up the phone, calls local law enforcement. I asked him what department was the local department. He didn't know. I asked him where he lived. He said Cohasset. And I told him, I said, Mr. Walsh, as soon as we hang up, I'm going to call Cohasset Police Department and report your wife missing. I advise you to do the same.
Yeah, sweets forever. Brian's going to Google how to lie on the stand.
About the murder
I said, I will.
What?
About the murder I committed.
Yeah, How do I lie on the stand about the murder I committed at the crime scene I left?
Did you ask him what, if anything, he had done besides call work?
He indicated he was going to call other family and friends.
Mr. Dunleavy, what name did you use when you spoke with him?
We give a name, Hugh Dunleavy.
Do you use any nicknames currently?
Not professionally, no.
So what else did you do in hopes of finding Anna Walsh that day?
Very quickly, other than calling Cohasset Police Department, we did a health and welfare check of Anna's known D.C. residents. We contacted Washington, D.C.'s Metropolitan Police Department, and I asked 2 officers to meet me there.
And that was that January 4th date?
That was later in the afternoon.
Okay. And so who did you go to the D.C. home with?
Teresa Marchese was already out there. I advised Teresa not to go in yet, wait for law enforcement. I also took 2 engineers with me to the residence.
And why did you need 2 engineers with you?
With the assumption we knew we didn't have a key, although Teresa indicated she did have the garage code to the townhouse. The engineers were there in the event that we needed to access the interior of the house. They could drill the locks if necessary.
And who did those engineers work for?
They worked for Distance Wire.
And at some point, did you again speak to Mr. Walsh?
I did.
And where was that?
Outside on his D.C. residence.
And how did that come about?
I texted Mr. Walsh based, I believe, on the number that I got from Teresa to have him call me.
And how was his demeanor when you spoke?
Very calm, very cooperative.
And why did you want to speak with him?
I needed consent for the officers to go inside the residence to do that health and welfare.
And so who did Mr. Walsh speak with?
I told him that MPD police officers were with me. I handed my phone to the officers. The officers engaged Mr. Walsh directly. I'm assuming he gave verbal consent.
And when you say MPD, can you just define that?
Sure, my fault. Washington, D.C. Metropolitan Police Department, MPD.
Thank you. And after the conversation with Mr. Walsh, what next happened?
He gained access, so cursory search of the outside of the townhouse and he gained no forced entry. He gained access to the garage with the garage code provided. The interior garage door was locked.
And then what happened?
He asked the engineer to drill a lock to allow MPD into the residence.
I did that. So how long were the police inside?
Say 15 minutes.
Now,
Did you see Anna Walsh?
No.
So after the initial text and phone conversation to get into the house, did you have any other communication with Mr. Walsh?
there many
Later in the
people
day, sometime around 5 p.m., he texted me asking if I found I's car.
And was on his car at the counter? Did you begin an investigation into the location of the car? And were you able to locate the car? Where did you locate that car?
At DC Crossing, Southeast DC.
And how did you find the car?
We asked property management staff there to go down to the garage. They were able to locate the vehicle in the garage and also pull video evidence of her entering the
It'd be
garage.
funny if this
In
guy
what capacity,
looking around YouTube,
wait, say that again.
this guy on the stand,
Yeah.
I was just looking around YouTube to see if there's any coverage of him on the stand.
Yeah, and we're fucking with them with it. Yeah.
Sorry.
Get to my white Dodge Ram.
Yeah.
Did you cut your heads down there now? Or were there too many for you to count? All he is saying here is they found her car in the garage at the Dispensaire building and they confirmed it by Juan, and she never used a credit card after that. She never used her email after that. She never used her work laptop after that. All right, now we can continue this and listen to the music.
were you able to review that in terms of her being there on a certain date? What date was that? Do you remember a time for that, Beverly?
It was dark. I don't remember the time.
Your capacity as director of security, are you aware of how employees of Dispensaire gain access to your buildings? And how do they?
Standard access control technologies, whether that's a proximity card or an access device that's on your phone, those access records are date stamped on date.
And when was the last time that Anna used her access to a Dispensaire building?
About 30
And did you determine the last time that she used her work email?
I did.
And when was that? For non-recurring account, for non-recurring email.
Or about again 30%.
And did you determine the last time that she used her corporate credit card for a non-recurring charge?
Non-recurring is again on about 30%.
Of 2022. And would you know or be notified if Anna used email?
Or the music. No, there's. Wait, hold on. I mean, I can barely hear it, but you understand? He's only saying what I just told you. He said the last time she wandered into the garage where a car was found, that she had no activity on her credit card, the email, or anything after the 30th. That's it. Okay, well, I'll let him play.
For American Express corporate card.
As part of that investigation, I contacted our IT staff and asked them to notify me in the event that she logged in, used the credit card, try to communicate it all on our work networks. Ultimately, when the car was recovered, we recovered everything, the entire contents of the vehicle, to include the license plates. They were maintained, stored in boxes in our offices until they were released to law enforcement.
Mr. Dunleavy, have you seen Anna Walsh since you began looking for her on January 4th of 2023?
I have not.
Thank you.
Okay, so I think my express observation was entirely accurate.
Possible.
The Commonwealth would call Patricia Patterson.
All right, so now we're gonna get Patricia Patterson. All she's gonna do is introduce the security footage from Walgreens as Brian starts showing his face, and this is why we. It's another moment of screw up though on the receipts for Lowe's at least.
Could you just please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Sure. Patricia Patterson, Patterson.
And where are you employed, ma'am?
Walgreens.
And which store is that?
The one in Cohasset.
Take an ace on the phone.
Who's this lady?
She's the shift lead at Walgreens. She's just introducing the cameras.
Did you allow law enforcement access to your surveillance system on January 7th of 2023?
Yes.
Bedtime lullabies. I'm saying, what are you
Walsh
missing?
about having the children in DC, her children in DC. Having her children.
Okay, here we go. This is the Walgreens camera.
Is that him?
Yeah, at the counter.
What's he doing?
He's paying with cash.
Of course he is, because he's clever.
He punches in his reward cards, probably, or like a moron. Actually, he made a paid card there. He's just.
Someone, I asked you just to stop right there. And Ms. Patterson, I asked if you could just tell me the date and the time on the top.
It is January 1st, 2023 at 15:40.12. This is the receipt from the day that Mr. Walsh came into the store.
Ms. Patterson, what is this receipt for?
It is for NTH Band-Aids and Walgreens Max Triple Antibiotic Cream.
And what is the...
Okay, so what did she just have her do? Just tell me. It's not a trick question. I'll back it up.
What?
What does she have the witness do?
Ms. Patterson, what is this receipt for?
It is for NTH Band-Aids and Walgreens Max Triple Antibiotic Cream.
And what is...
So what did she ever do?
Read out what the receipt said.
Yeah. Describe what the receipt said.
The date of the receipt.
Are Band-Aids and Neosporin the most incriminating pieces of evidence in this trial?
No.
Okay.
Receipt?
1/1/2023 at 3:39 p.m.
And how much is the transaction for?
$21.02.
And how were the items paid for?
A Visa.
Witness may step down. Thank you.
Thank you.
Call Joseph Caesars. Sir, could you state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Joseph Caesar, CESARZ.
And where do you work, sir?
I work at
All right. So this is a liquor store employee that he was dumping body parts in the dumpster behind the liquor store, and they caught him on camera.
Liquors in Swampscott, Massachusetts.
I mean,
Are you familiar with Brian Walsh?
Yes, he was a fairly regular customer of ours.
You know how regular you have to be at the liquor store to become a regular customer? And I love this line here.
no. How
You would
would
all
I
kind of know him. He would spend a little bit more time than a regular customer. He would just kind of hang out. He didn't really have anything else to do.
He would just kind of hang out. He didn't really have anything else to do. I can't. You know how big of a loser you have to be to have nothing else to do than just hang out at the liquor store after you buy your liquor? If you go in there to buy liquor, go home and drink the liquor.
Directly. Like, first you're like, do you know what a loser you have to be
No.
often you have to go to your...
Okay. Let me ask you, Suma. Are you going to the liquor store and then after you made your purchase, just hanging and chatting, be like, so how about those Knicks?
That's what the bodega's for.
How about the Knickerbockers, huh? The Yankees?
How about them Jets? Am I right? I'm too busy playing 3-card Monty outside.
Pause, if I may, Ms. Gilman. Sir, where is this?
I love this driving because this reminds me of the Brian Kohlberger 3-point turn he does in front of the crime scene.
This is the front of the store, the parking lot.
So the business is closed because it's New Year's Day. So that's why they did this camera out there, because there's nobody out there to see all the open spots. The business is closed. He has no reason to be there.
Yeah, he thinks he's getting away with it because you really can't do anything outdoors now.
I go up and back up like an idiot. I think I'll just no, I'll drive around. Yeah, here we go. Wide turn.
Is there no body of water there?
I don't know. All right, so now he's going to get out at roughly 50 minutes. This is 400% speed. So whatever it is, he's just sitting there jerking it.
Probably.
And I take the little label off on feature videos so to make it easier. Okay, now after a minute 20, he gets out. me just get my trash out of the back of the car here. I got my usual trash. My usual trash. Uh-oh. What does that look like in his hand?
I can't see it.
You see it now?
Is it her bag?
No, I mean, look.
What is it?
It's a black trash bag.
Oh, yeah. I'm just surprised it's not heavier because I thought he would be.
Well, he wanted to do like a cicada mystery thing. Like, hey, if you find one of the body parts in all these different places, I'm throwing the body parts away because, you know, if they only find one part, they might still be alive.
Right. It's so crazy when you actually think about what this man did.
He wasted so much gas trying to dispose of a body in the most incriminating way. There's another 400% speed.
And I guarantee he never took the fucking trash out before this.
Right. There's got to be a doorbell camera out there being like, we've never seen activity.
I don't think he can zoom. Not FBI, but I agree. FBI, not FBI. I said, dude, zoom in. It looks like a limb. But I don't think you can. I don't know.
Nah, I mean, I kind of looked at it. What? We don't need to know the exact body part of her that's in there. We know it's her in the trash bag.
You know, it would be interesting to see if we zoomed in and it looked exactly like an arm in a trash bag.
Oh, gotcha. Well, like the fingers are on the outline. Okay, so here he is dumping in the dumpster behind this liquor store.
Why the liquor?
Sir, what area is this of your store?
What?
I feel like the liquor store is a bad choice anyway, because if there's going to be any group of people looking through a dumpster, it's going to be the liquor store. But,
right. And I just realized I had the comment over your face for a long time. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
Especially when they know you're regulars at the store.
That's a loading dock, dumpster area to the right of the building.
And then after that, 171244. What's the significance of that?
The time. So yeah, that'd be the time.
And is that military time?
It is.
So would that be 5:12 p.m.?
Correct.
Okay. On these videos for New Year's Day, your store, is it open on New Year's Day?
No, it's not.
In fact, are any liquor stores in Massachusetts open on New Year's Day?
I don't believe so.
Everything's illegal in Massachusetts.
I'm sorry, what?
Did you recognize anyone in those videos?
Yes, Brian.
Nothing for you.
Cross.
I've seen Edge of Darkness. Give me everything.
Sir, did you state your name, so your first name and last name for the record?
Yeah, it is Cade Reed, Cadereed.
Where do you work, sir?
I work at Lowe's Home Improvement.
What is your role at Lowe's Home Improvement?
I'm the District Asset Protection Manager.
We've got Alex Keaton up on the stand.
All right, so we get the Lowe's guy.
Sir, where is this in relation to the Lowe's examiners?
This is in the
I did the
parking lot.
videos at 200% just because they're very long, but it's almost funnier at 200%.
The front parking lot.
And in the bottom, it says park lot cam 1. What's that significant of?
Yeah, so there's 4 different cameras around our parking lot. They're each pointed in a different way, so this will just be the first one.
Going to come out.
And I see a date and time there. For these cameras, have you determined if this is the date and time accurate?
Yes.
Ms. Gilman, if you press play.
You see him there? See him walking up? He's right there. Now he's underneath the 3.
Yeah.
Let's back it up here. He's crossing the white vehicle, crossing the island. Now he's out in the road.
It's more walking than he's done in the last 3 years.
What is going on? Here we go.
Pause. Sir, where is this in the store Lowe's?
Yeah, so this is our main aisle, aisle 1.
Play this one. Thank you.
Main aisle?
Yeah. So here's the question I would have asked on direct that he missed. hey, what kind of things are on aisle 1? Right? Give me everything that's there. So you can include cleaning supplies, right? Ask, what is on aisle 1?
Yeah.
And it's a tremendous travesty with the questioning that's on this specific witness. So he's going to the bottom shelf. He's bargain shopping for the crime scene cleanup stuff.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Trying to find the screen we had before. I guess we could go with this one. Yeah, this works. Oh, I can't turn the asset. I can't turn the logo off, so we got to come up with something else. Yep, there he is, shopping, picking. Where's the stupid setup I had before? This is really annoying. He's still looking. Hey, what do I buy? Let's go with this one, I guess. Okay, that looks good. Let me get some.
Is he wearing a mask? Was this even during?
He's wearing a mask. It's January 2023. I think it's well past the mask time.
Yeah, that's what.
Even though I got COVID in September of 2022, so only 3 months earlier. But he's looking through all these things. We can kind of see the Tide Pad over there.
I guess. I mean,
why is he not asking what is on aisle 1?
Well, maybe they're going to show the receipt. So.
And yeah, what do you need to do on a receipt? What makes it useful presenting as evidence?
The itemization.
Uh-huh. What do they not do on this witness?
Oh, they don't show the receipt?
They show the receipt. They don't do itemization.
But it's not itemized, I see. Well,
they're just demonstrating he spent $500 at Lowe's.
Right.
This is where I think
garden tools.
This is like very.
Why didn't they get an itemized?
No, they have the receipt. They show it on the screen. They just don't.
But it's not itemized.
No, it is. They just don't.
They don't mention it.
They don't go line by line like they do on the first one, where they're like, "Well,
That doesn't make any sense at all."
Right, that's what I keep saying, and then people are attacking me in the chat saying like, "Oh, it's a process. You gotta build up the evidence." No, this is what I'm talking about. The prosecution sucks.
There are two different, right? Yeah. Well, there are two different issues. One, this is boring. So that's the issue of like this isn't TV.
One.
And two, the prosecution sucks.
Sir, where is this in the Lowe's and Danvers?
This is at the front end in the self-checkout area.
Look at this moron.
If you can press play, Ms. Gilman. Thank you.
So he was like, "Oh, I gotta go grab a cart." Oh, okay, and then you can check it out. And then this guy who's not wearing no, look at him around. Nobody else is wearing a mask, right? He literally of anyone with
so that this doesn't happen.
Okay,
I was watching this.
So we got. I couldn't tell what those were. I mean, we get the receipt. We don't get to see it. This looks like a mop, right? Some kind of mop.
Yeah.
What is that? Oh, we gotta go do that. Okay, that looks like a paint roller, maybe. I don't know. Tyvek suit. That's a Tyvek suit. That's another Tyvek suit. He's like, no, I want to hide these Tyvek suits. That's a gloves. Oh, what was that? Rags. It's a box of rags. Box of rags.
Box of rags.
Yep.
I love a box of rags.
Look at those 5 buckets. I wonder what those going to happen. Okay. Some long thing. I don't know what that is. Some other thing. Probably the gloves, right? Look,
We're never
look at him. He's wearing gloves.
Yeah.
He's wearing gloves right now. He doesn't want to leave his DNA. What an idiot. Oh, okay. Yeah, chicken shack. There's a hammer, and he's going to buy the clippers. And he's just like trying to throw it in the bag or something, like hide all this stuff.
I wonder if it's around this time that he asked.
Okay, that's the hacksaw right here. This is the hacksaw.
Yeah. I mean, this guy should just call 911.
No, you had to go to Lowe's. That's obviously a cleaner bottle there. That's a cleaner bottle.
I know that.
Hello, know that. Welcome as a member. Oh, that was already read. Okay.
No, that is such a cute picture.
Oh, okay. That's the one thing he bought that wasn't murder related. This is a Roundup or fertilizer type spray lawn thing. You can see, I could tell it from the cap at the top.
I wonder why he bought that.
Well, before I knew that, it was just so funny to me. Like, he was not buying anything other than murder cleanups.
Yeah.
I'm like,
But
buy
that's
a Red
why I
Bull.
wonder what prompted
Pick up some AA batteries, Brian. Right. Buy a Red Bull. Do something other than murder scene.
Yeah, clean up. Yeah.
But I think he just picked up the fertilizers. He's like, oh, actually, you need that.
Yeah, probably.
Like, not because you're like, he looks really suspicious if this is the only things I'm buying.
If he was going to use it for something nefarious, we would know because it would be in his searches.
Yeah, what is this on the left? This looks like a bag of lye. I don't think they testified to a bag of lye, so I don't know what it is, but it's just the 5 buckets sitting there.
They may not mention the bag of lye. Which people think.
Actually, that just looks like more shop towels based on the shape.
Yeah.
He probably enters this express card. No, he doesn't. He pays $500 cash. So weird. So weird to do cash on this one and debit on the other smaller ones. Because traditionally it'd be the other way around.
It just shows that he couldn't get enough cash out to.
But these morons are like, oh, I'm gonna buy cash. It's untraceable. No, they all have the records that went through the system. I can tell you at Car Toys when I was doing it 10 years ago, 20 years ago. I can tell you you paid cash according to this. So, no card.
I mean,
sir, what angle are we looking at?
Look at him. Look at his fat face. Look at nobody with a mask on.
Here. This is the angle from the actual the self-checkout register itself, so the camera in front of it.
So the self-checkout registers have cameras pointing out towards the customers?
Yes.
If you could press play, Ms. Gilman. Thank you. Pause. Thank you. Sir, what is this angle we're looking at?
This is our main exit.
Thank you, Ms. Gilman. Press play. And Ms. Gilman, I'm going to ask you to pause one more time. Sir, now where are we looking at when the camera says 6:06:55?
This is the parking lot at 6:06:55.
And is this PM or AM?
This is PM.
Thank you. You can press play, Ms. Gilman. Thank you. So, all
right. So this is the receipt. Here we go. Tell me what you think about their presentation. Okay, no, I skipped it. Because all I do is like say, oh, what's the salesperson? What's the transaction? And then they scroll down and like, what's the total? And how do they pay cash? Okay, so we got up here, 3M over the glass safety. 8-pack latex dip gloves, $13.48. 3M sanding fiberglass, that's important with the pictures. $8.98. Maybe you could have mentioned this to the jury. 28-ounce framing hammer, $34.98. That's a hammer. Slip resistant 9 to 12, 2 milliliter something. Oh, it's got to be the buckets. 5 at $7.98. He had 5 of them. RCP no cotton mop refill. There's the cotton mop refill. CM 12-inch tin snips. The tin snips that are found with blood. Fixed blade utility knife. Okay. Stellar's 200 count rags box. Strong long cut snips. Tyvek full coverage. Okay, so there's a Tyvek suit. And keep going. Okay. Trimaco 12 count shoe guards, $10.98. Heavy duty dish wand, $6.96. 32 ounce Murphy oil soap, $4.49. Oh, you bought 2 of the heavy duty dish wands. Lennox high tension hacksaw, $22.98. Wyman's quartz trigger. So it must be cleaning stone. Scotch blue painter's tape, 32 ounce fluid Clorox cleanup, ×2. Get to the next screen. $128 ounces Clorox cleanup, $14.98. 1 count Moxie spray bottle, $3. It's a that's the cleaner, right? 42 gallon, 24 count, 3 milliliter contra. I don't know what that is. 41.76, which is 2 of them. Moxie terry towel, 48 count. Okay, got to get those terry towels. $14.98. 5 gallon Lowe's bucket United. Oh, okay, that's at 5. Okay, so I don't know what the other one was at 5, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, that is what the prosecution did not do. Because when you're talking about a hammer and a snippers and a Tyvek suit and all this stuff being covered in blood, wouldn't it be important to call out that that's what he bought at Lowe's?
No, I mean, whatever.
Are they not taking notes?
I just don't understand it.
It wasn't even up there that long. I had to go down like frame by frame to get a clean shot of it.
If for no other reason, yeah, but they should ask, like you said, they should have a discussion about it. It should be said out loud. And if for no other reason, the male attorney, certainly, because the other one, as you say, I think is aware that she's on TV and is probably newer, but he's on TV. Like, he should at least try to bring his B game.
Yeah, I don't get this.
I don't either. I guess there are no cops involved, so nobody cares.
No, I honestly think they just suck. They're not writing down, oh, I forgot to ask about the items on that one, because they go back and forth.
I've never seen such bad state attorneys. Not surprising, I guess.
Did we already see this? No.
Oh,
all right, so this is the CVS.
Yeah, I thought we saw this already.
I'm very confused. Oh, okay, got it. I didn't go to the next
At
one.
the bottom, what was the total for the sale?
$463.26.
And how was the sale conducted, cash or charge?
It was cash.
How much cash was presented?
$500.
And what is the time on the sale?
It is 6:05:45.
Here comes this stupid face with his son.
And pause, Ms. Gilman.
Now he's at Lowe's.
Oh, boy.
With his Archimedes owl face. Bird face there. It's a bulletproof alibi, Brian. You're going back to Lowe's with your phone that was there earlier, which they could tell, and you're squinting it. Look at him. Look at him. He's squinting at the. He's looking directly at the camera. He wants to be on camera. He thinks this is his alibi. Right? Watch this.
Other children.
I don't know, but watch this. I got my banner covered up here, but look at his eyes. Look at him. I'll try and pause it. Yeah. Looking at the camera. Let me move my hair out of my way to get on camera. Let me look at the camera again. He 100% thinks this is his alibi of like, oh, I went to Lowe's later. Why would I go twice in one day? Yep. Oh, we got one last look there. Yeah. I pay with my card. I don't pay with cash.
Spending the weekend with my boys. My boy. I don't know where the other two are, but okay.
I mean, I guess there are other weirdos out there in these things wearing masks still, but whatever. Making a scene. I bet he fucked up his payment just to be like more like on camera, right? Maybe they'll review me if I'm security issue or something.
She's in a mask. But you do see people working in these places wearing masks.
Yeah, I know. But I wonder, is this because he's using his wife's credit card? When he Googled, wife missing, can I use her credit card?
Also, he's not in a mask in this one when he wants to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Pause. No further questions for witness, Your Honor.
Cross. Witness may step down. Thank you.
No cross.
Could you state your name and spell your last name? Actually, your first and last name for the record.
My name is Jamie Flint, Jami, Flint, Flint.
Where do you work?
CVS in Danvers, Massachusetts.
And what is your
All right, so this is the CVS video.
role at CVS?
Operations Manager RX.
Yeesh.
So
I could tell she's a little nervous. She knows she's going to be on national TV.
if I could ask, Ms.
I'll give that to her for her nerves.
Pause. Ms. Flint, what are we looking at here as far as your store?
That's the rear entrance of the store.
Thank you.
Of course, if I showed up, I would be in this shirt with any testimony. And then they'd be like, sure, you got a shirt. I was like, this is religious. And then I showed all my stains on my shirt that I had never taken it off.
Ms. Gilman, if you could press play.
Just don't wear that shirt if you go to the murder aisle.
Yes. Okay. Gotcha.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Now, Ms. Gilman.
No, actually, I think that would work. They'd be like, yo, hear me out. I want to be on your channel.
Yeah.
Dawn. I heard you got like 85% female demographics.
I believe there's a second camera angle on that.
Where would someone hear that?
No, I just said it.
Here, that's where.
Yeah, they would hear it. And they'd be like, damn, dog. Got all the wise women.
All the fine ladies.
I think like 70% is above 40, which is fine. I'm above 40, right? But it would just be nothing I would ever guess would have been my demographics before starting the channel.
Yeah, I was surprised to hear that because I thought Lauren was more of a male thing.
Right. And then when you include last year's Laurenography, it skews like 5% more male and a little bit younger. But
Yeah. Oh, really? Younger surprises me a little bit, but not how much, I guess.
To be fair, I think True Crime has an 85% female demographic.
does.
I do think that's true as well. Why do you think that is, Suma? Before we resume the video,
Because women are. It's like sport. True crime is to women what sports are to men.
okay.
It's weird.
So in your words, the criminal on the stand when they're guilty is sin, right? For you is like the sports watcher that has to watch the Dallas Cowboys with all their delusional fans, and they're like, "We're going to the playoffs again. This is our year." When they haven't won a playoff game in like 3 decades, they're on one of the longest.
I don't watch hockey, so I don't know what you're referring.
No, this is football. But what I'm saying, I know, I got you, right? So this is what you're saying. You're saying these are the losers that are trying to say, like, just like the Cowboys say, we're America's team and everyone else is like, no, not. You're not America's team. America doesn't like losing. So what you're saying is when you see them up there as fellow females lying about the crime, you're saying, no, you do not represent us.
That's right.
You dumb.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get it.
Let's go with that. I mean, but most of the criminals, or a lot of them, are men. So I don't know.
Oh, and they also hate men. That's right. Suma just said it here first. 85% of women hate men.
I can't imagine why with men like Brian Walshe around.
Yeah, it'd be like a very high percentage.
I would hate him even if he didn't kill him.
No, actually, that probably explains it. Women 100% hate the douchebag men, right? And then like 85% hate the douchebag women. So that's why you get it.
All the women hate all the criminals, just like men who watch true crime. But it's just more of a like cerebral thing. It's just something more than women.
Because women are smarter. But smarter than men.
No, but they think different. They think about different things, and they're smarter.
Okay, you heard it here first. Forgot to highlight. She's saying, Suma said men are smarter than women. That's what you said, right?
Women want justice, like bedtime lullaby said.
Okay, justice, not intelligence. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
That on the media player at
not correctness. Whatever.
3 minutes and 35 seconds.
Look at this idiot.
If I could ask, where is this in your store?
That's the front at the self-checkout.
Thank you. And Ms. Gilman, if you could press play.
Look at him doing his self-bagging, drawing more attention to himself. I'm going to double bag this. What is going to fall out the bottom?
Fuck never did a goddamn thing before. Finally decided
like,
to finally do something. Kill his
when
wife.
he had to search the thing, like, where do you buy this stuff? Then like,
how do
Target.
I
And he's
change
like,
things? After
I don't want to be a
murder?
Target.
Is he a Target now?
I think so. Or no, it's CVS. CVS. Sorry, I forgot. This is CVS.
So
they're like merged with Target, so I don't know how that works.
Oh, they are? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Or all the pharmacies in Target are CVS, so maybe I don't know.
Okay. Did we figure out why Sarah doesn't? Did we decide that Sarah's not allowed in that wasn't allowed in that Walgreens anymore, and that's why she doesn't buy her booze there?
Yeah, that makes the most sense to me. Trespassed. Yeah.
I would love to know if that's true, and if so, what happened?
Just arguing with the store manager over like a Gatorade or something.
The manager one too many times.
Are you not a public servant? No, ma'am. I run the Walgreens. I'm not a public servant. Yeah, you.
I'm a
can't trespass me. It's my First Amendment right. And then they're like, ma'am, you got to go. And then George, probably sane-headed or like even drunk, more sane-headed, being like, you got to get the hell out of here or you're going to get arrested. I'm going to drag you across the street.
Yeah. I don't think she gave a fuck or even knew about the First Amendment right before she got incarcerated.
Look at this moron. He's got sunglasses there.
He's buying sunglasses?
I think it's eyewear protection. I don't know.
He already bought eyewear protection at Lowe's.
We go through the CVS receipt, which makes it that much more peculiar. We didn't go through the Lowe's receipt with all the murder weapons on it.
It's like this guy just got his law degree and
it's just like Brian got his look how he doesn't look at the camera up. He doesn't look up at all, right? I mean, he's not wearing a mask because he's an idiot as well. But all right, so we got 5 canisters of hydrogen peroxide and Feed America Roundup. Okay, I guess that was the thing you bought here. Whatever.
And the date and time? What was the date and time for this transaction?
January 1st, 2023 at 6:28 p.m.
And cashier number name, what is that for this transaction?
Self-checkout 17.
And what was the total amount that the transaction cost?
$19.
What was purchased in the transaction according to the receipt?
5 bottles of hydrogen peroxide spray and a Roundup for Feed America.
And what?
So we went through it on 2 receipts, not the Lowe's receipt. This is what I'm
where
talking
all
about,
the real
people.
murder shit was gotten.
The actual direct, you could use hydrogen peroxide for something. You could use Roundup for something else. What are you using? The hacksaw, hatchet, hammer, Tyvek suit?
I mean, it's a murder.
Literally. If I was a prosecutor, I would have brought up the receipt and I would have said, not tell us what's on it. It's like this first line, it says Tyvek RC. What is that? That's a Tyvek suit. Okay. And then underneath it says quantity 2. What does that mean? That means they bought a quantity of 2. So according to the receipt, they bought 2 Tyvek suits. You drag this out. You do not skip over this.
Is it cash or charge?
They're dragging everything else out.
Exactly.
I have no further questions, Your Honor.
Witness.
And underneath the hammer, it says quantity 1. Does that mean they bought 1 hammer? Yes.
May step down.
Okay, Archimedes. It's all smiles.
Almost called Gregory Deneen.
No, easy going.
Sir, could you please state your name and spell your last name for the record?
Gregory Dineen, D-I-N-N-E-E-N.
Where do you work, sir?
For Ahold Delhaize USA.
What is Ahold Delhaize?
Ahold Delhaize is the parent company of Stop and Shop Supermarket.
What?
This guy works at Stop and Shop Supermarket. Okay. He's introducing another video.
Mr. Dineen, what are we looking at here?
This is the interior entrance vestibule of Stop and Shop in Swampscott.
And at the top, where there's a date and time, is the date and time on the Stop and Shop videos accurate?
They are accurate.
And in the bottom there is prod entry and SS0015-01. What is that, sir?
So prod entry is referring to the side of the building. The front, there's two entrances to Stop and Shop. This is referring to the produce entry. And SS0015 is the location number. So Stop and Shop store 15 is...
Detective Wobbuffet says, I fall asleep to SKR videos, and I should say, you should fall asleep to me!
Yeah, he's so relaxing.
One is unit 1. There are multiple DVR units in this location.
But SKR videos are like hours and hours, so you can really...
You know. Mine don't feel like hours and hours?
Well, they feel like them, but they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, Ms. Gilman, can we have the second video? And Mr. Dineen,
listen, I'm not streaming with all of you. You're all streaming with me!
You want to call us twats?
Little Watchman quote there. No, I would never say the twat video or a quote.
I know.
That's going around out there. But that was a Watchman reference for Rorschach when he's in prison saying, I'm not locked up in here with you. You're locked up with me.
Who's the real prisoner? Who's really in prison?
Yeah, who's really in prison? Seems like all of you out in chat.
Where are we looking at right now in the video?
So this is the front of the store, looking at self-scan register number 13.
And sir, the SS015-02, I understand that's the store code, but what does the O2 mean?
The O2 is referring to the DVR unit that's recording on. So again, there's multiple DVR units in this location. The first one that we saw, the entryway, was on 01. This one's on 02.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, if you could press play.
All right, I'll be right back. I gotta get a battery. I doubt I'll miss anything because this trial fucking sucks.
Sir, what is the date and time on the receipt?
The date is January 1st, 2023 at 6:56 p.m.
And what was the total cost of the purchase?
The total cost with tax is $11.56.
And was it a cash or was it a credit card?
It was a cash transaction.
I have no further questions for the witness, Your Honor.
Any cross? Witness may step down. Thank you, sir.
The Commonwealth recalled Matthew Sheehan. Could you please state your name for the record and spell your last name?
Matthew Sheehan, S-H-E-E-H-A-N.
And where do you work, sir?
At the Massachusetts State Police Crime Lab.
And what is your role there?
I am a forensic scientist 3 in the crime scene response and criminalistics units.
He looks like a Matthew Sheehan. Thanks, Margarita.
Look at that. I leave and we get more viewers.
So what were your observations of the kitchen area?
I think the conclusion is pretty obvious.
Like,
here.
oh, yeah, he's gone. Thank God.
So this is Jason Gordon-Levitt, the actor, which is also doubling as a Massachusetts State Crime Lab tech.
Matthew Sheehan.
Yeah. That's his, his pen name.
Yeah. This is Irish.
I want to go out and do something real in the world.
Yeah. It was clean overall. When looking through the kitchen, we did find a couple bottles of hydrogen peroxide as well as a knife in a kitchen cabinet above the refrigerator.
What did I miss, by the way? Nothing.
Is this that area that you're talking about?
Yes, it is.
You also described a knife, correct?
Yes.
All right, so this is really bad questioning.
And Mr. Sheehan, do you recognize that?
Yes, I do.
All right, so there's a knife up there. Blood somewhere else.
Is that the knife you're referring to?
So this guy, basically, to sum it up, he is doing blood testing to test if something is blood or not. Taking it back to do a confirmation, then sending out for DNA. That's all he's doing.
Okay.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. Mr. Sheehan, what kind of testing did you do?
I performed a screening test for blood on the blade of the knife. The screening test for blood was positive on this blade.
Where else did you perform that?
There we go. Good
Can't even
questioning.
clean the knife, this guy.
Blood is on the knife.
As on the hydrogen peroxide bottles, as well as on the kitchen sink area. On all of the bottles, as well as the sink knobs, the sink basin, and the sink drain, all screened negative for blood.
And what can cause positive results?
Actually, did I miss the intro part? No, I didn't.
Hydrogen peroxide bottles, as well as on the kitchen sink area. On all of the bottles, as well as the sink knobs, the sink basin, and the sink drain, all screened negative for blood.
And what can cause positive results besides human blood?
Various types of food materials, such as vegetables, as well as various types of legumes.
And did you test any other areas in the kitchen?
No.
Did you test inside of the dish?
Katrina did answer. Did you get the third submission I sent over? Saying unison, knife party remake?
I did not.
Why did
Suma, more like Sue AMSR, am I right? Says my pro se client.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't get it either. The thing is, he's not very funny.
Oh.
Sweet.
Oh, now I get it. Now that I see it, I get it.
No, this is a new one. Sweets Forever, $2. Registers need AI to ID murder kits and call 911. I don't get it. Registers
need AI to ID murder kits and call 911.
Oh, cash registers. Okay, gotcha. I was thinking like registering for something.
Like,
I just want to call out again how not funny my Meow Pro Say client is. His joke is just terrible. And I apologize to everyone who had to see it.
do not test inside the dishwasher?
The nature of a dishwasher is to sanitize anything that is inside with extreme temperature, chemicals, and water. I felt that it wasn't necessary to test on the inside due to those conditions.
So I wonder what Brian's Google search said as an answer. Will a dishwasher get rid of DNA or HIV or whatever he said?
There was also
that Google search, the dishwasher.
No, he said something like, "Will a dishwasher remove DNA?"
Oh yeah, like he knows how to run the dishwasher.
And these are all the questions you should be asking when Brian is on the stand. All of them. Ask about all of them. So when you searched, does the dishwasher get rid of DNA? Do you remember what the answer was? No. Okay.
Why you were asking?
But you've heard all the testimony in this trial, right? Yes, I have. And you heard the expert on the stand saying that a dishwasher can kill DNA, right? Maybe I don't remember. Okay, so regardless of what the answer said, the dishwasher can kill the DNA, right? I don't know, maybe assuming. Right, this is how you do the cross-examination, Brian. If it is not that, it is going to be the biggest waste in the history of true crime.
Get yourself ready.
You can hammer that on every goddamn question, and people can get mad at me in the chat for saying this is not good. You could be so much better. It doesn't have to do with evidence producing or whatever. You could be doing it so much better. All right, we've got 22 minutes to go.
Half bathroom that I examined. There was a washing machine and a dryer, as well as a sink. Screen test for blood was negative on the interior of the dryer and washing machine, as well as on the sink knobs, the sink basin, and drain.
And did you test anything else on that floor?
No.
And did you do testing in the basement area?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
This is the door in the kitchen leading down to the basement. This is the stairwell leading to the basement. So if you were standing at the bottom of the stairs looking back up towards the kitchen, this area would be to the left. The same if you were to stand.
Oh, you want that? Yeah, here we go. Oh, sorry. Got to put his super chat up. What a failure.
At the bottom of the stairs looking towards the kitchen, this area is to the right. This area was in the back right corner of the basement if you were to, again, stand at the bottom of the stairs. In this area, there were several stains that I observed for testing.
And do you recognize those white marks on the floor?
Yes, I do.
And why do you recognize those?
That is small pieces of scale tape that I put down next to the stains that I wanted to test. These are stains B, C, D, and E.
That's a good question. This is in the basement. Well, actually, okay, fair enough. They said it.
Stain A is upwards and to the right. These are purple stains that I observed for testing.
Thank you.
This is the area of ceiling directly above that small area in the basement.
So,
actually, I did them a favor. I cut about a bunch of bullshit when they said, "Oh, what is this thing?" And then when is this thing? And then when is it? Is this stain G? And this is this stain I. What you should do is go through a thing and say, "Hey, you tested this? Yes. And did it test positive for blood? Yes." They're lumping them, and it doesn't make any sense.
What type of testing did you do on the areas that were A through G? The testing that you had shown us through the markers.
On stains A through E, I did the screening tests that I talked about earlier, and all of those results on A through E were positive for blood. Yes, this is stain A.
And this is something you previously explained to us.
Yes.
And was this one of the areas that you tested?
Yes.
And was this positive?
Yes, it was.
Okay, meow, or yeah. Or meow.
Stain B is the purple staining that I observed for testing.
Thank you. Could you go to C, Ms. Gilman? And can you tell me what you see there?
This is stain C for testing.
Thank you. If you could go to D, Ms. Gilman? And can you tell me what you see there?
This is stain D.
And could you go to E, Ms. Gilman? And Mr. Sheehan, could you tell me what you see there, please?
And this is stain E.
Thank you. If we could now go to what's been marked as Exhibit 208, 7536. And I'd ask, and this is the stair. I'd ask that this be published for the jury. Thank you. Can you tell me what this is specifically?
This is the...
So what he said is after that, it said all A through G are tested positive. Well, you didn't link them up with individual because you're going with all these groups that doesn't make sense, especially since you change later.
Bottom step in the basement, the bottom step was broken.
And specifically, what do you see with your rating on it?
On the right side of the broken piece of stairs, there was an additional purple stain. I labeled it as stain F.
And if you could zoom in on that, Ms. Gilman, is that what you're referring to, Mr. Sheehan?
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Gilman, I'd ask that you now...
No, what was the result of F? Tell us the result of F. Was it blood or was it not blood? Tell us right now. Don't go to the second picture.
Show Exhibit 38. And Mr. Sheehan, what is Exhibit 38?
This is their stairwell leading to the kitchen with a support beam directly below it.
And why is that support beam significant?
There was an additional stain, as I labeled as stain G, that was on the base of the support beam. This is a close-up of stain G.
And so I want to be clear. What type of testing did you do for A through G?
The screening test for the presence of blood.
And what results did you get in A through G?
In A through G, all stains had screened positive for blood.
All right. So what do you know about stain F?
I didn't even remember that there was a stain F.
Okay. Well, F just tested positive for blood. He just said A through G. They all tested positive for blood. Do you remember what F was?
No.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The crime scene services section during scene exam was using a chemical called LCV, and this chemical leaves behind a purple residue and is known to turn potential blood stains to the color of purple.
And how does LCV impact your testing?
At the scene, LCV does not have an impact. However, in the lab, it is known to hinder the confirmatory test for blood.
What does that mean?
The confirmatory test is done as a second test on stains in areas that had screened positive for blood. As a result, we can confirm the presence of blood, and this LCV chemical is known to, even on positive samples, give a negative result.
So how do you compensate for that in the lab?
In the lab, even if a stain has tested negative for blood, a sample would still be prepared for DNA testing. In the second floor, I examined the two bathrooms, which included a master bathroom from...
I mean, to me, this seems like a pretty shitty system, actually, because what they say is they take the sample out in the field. If it tests as positive for blood, then they bring it back, but sometimes it can be negative because of the LCD, and then they still package it up and go to the DNA lab. Or they confirm it, and it is blood, and they package it up and go to the DNA lab. Why not just send it all to the DNA lab? Like, why are you doing all this extra testing? You want to save money? Get rid of that step. Unless it's a piece of clothing, like he says later, where he goes, no, if it wasn't a positive because there was no LCD, then we test it. Why are you testing the LCD stuff?
One side of the house and a secondary bathroom to the left. Both of the same...
Katrina Dancer, I put it in a comment. I'll just post it in the chat here.
As well as the shower.
We'll watch our viewers go down like 40.
There was also a pair of black and blue cleaning squeegees.
Okay. So did you test the drains and the basins?
Yes, I did.
Okay. And how did you do that testing?
The screen test was also the same one that I have been using throughout the day.
And what were your results?
All of these areas had screened negative for blood. At the end of the day, the decision was made to secure the house, and we would return the next day to continue our exams.
And where did you start on January 9th of 2023?
On the second floor in the front left bedroom. The bedroom itself was clean overall, aside from a pile of clothing on the floor. I had also noted an area of, it seems like a white residue, and in an area that the varnish on the floor appeared to have been removed.
Okay, back to that in 1 second, but I'm going to put a link in here, but only if people agree. If they click on it, they will come right back. Just hit the back button after you click forward.
What is it?
It's a song that I was telling Katrina Dancer. She's always asking about the intros because she knows how awesome they are. So like, I'm like, dude, I got a couple more. So this guy just said there's a white powdery substance with the stuff and the varnish is off. What do we remember from that receipt that he didn't read off? Varnish remover. There's a varnish remover on it. And there's varnish removed from this wood floor. And what else do we know about the wood floors in relation to this crime? Brian Googled what?
Yeah, how to get blood out of wood.
Yes, how to get blood out of wood floors. So
You know, I gotta hand it to Brian. He really put in a lot of effort here. I mean, the Chandler Haldersons and the Joel Guy Juniors of the world quit a lot earlier than this and did a much sloppier job.
Well, what Brian really did was he made sure to do everything that he could be caught from.
Yeah, he made sure to go everywhere there were cameras.
Yes. Can I? Is there enough cameras around? Okay.
But I mean,
I'm
vinyl,
only
like,
buying stuff to clean up a murder scene.
yeah, but at least he did the work. You know, he did the some elbow grease.
On the area on the floor directly above the MSP placard number 10 and to the bottom right of the pile of clothing is the white residue on the floor. It was that same area, the white residue, and that same area appeared the varnish on the floor looked like it had been removed.
And how was the varnish flooring for the rest of the room?
It still had a glossy, shiny coat to it.
Were there any?
The rest of the vinyl floor or the varnished floor was nice and shiny. But
yeah, I hope she haunts him every night. This is such a disgraceful crime.
Yeah, but he seems like kind of like a slug. Like he's gonna be sleeping there, and she's gonna be like,
oh, yeah, no, like, he's never gonna miss a night's sleep. Guaranteed. Yeah.
He's looking over at his lawyer. He's like, yeah, I'm pretty excited. It's amazing.
Other varnish issues?
Not that I recall.
And did you do any testing in this room?
I did.
And where did you do testing?
Testing was on 2 additional red-brown stains that I had observed on one of the window curtains, as well as on the purple stain noted with MSP placard number 8. On these stains, I labeled them as stains H and I, as well as MSP placard number 8 were all negative.
And H and I were the windows?
Yes. Okay. At that time, the decision was made to the crime scene services section was going to remove a portion of the floor. So I removed myself from that area so they could remove the flooring.
And did you direct them to remove the flooring?
No.
Is this the area you're talking about that was removed by crime scene services?
Yes.
Okay. And did you do further testing?
I did not.
Why not?
There was no visible staining for testing after the crime scene services section had done their exam.
Why did you return to the basement?
It's not often where I get to re-examine an area that I had already examined, so I wanted to go back to see if I had missed anything. At the top of the stairs, looking down, I observed a red-brown stain that I had labeled as stain J on the wall of the stairwell directly into the doorway.
Do you recognize this?
Yes, this is the area of stain J. Stain J is to the right of the scale. It is not visible in this photo.
Why show the picture?
The screen test was negative. I returned to an area of black trash bags as well as that back right section that I examined the day before. This is an area in the basement that was a little to the left of the area that I examined the day before, towards the back wall. This is the stain identified as stain K.
And what testing did you do of stain K?
I did the screening test for the presence of blood.
And what was the results of that?
The result was positive.
See, she keeps switching. Now she's showing, hey, here's this. Was there blood there? What about all the prior ones?
So what did you do with the swabs that you collected from the house at 516 Chief Justice Cushing Highway in Cohasset on January 8th and 9th of 2023?
I had brought these swabs back along with the knife from above the refrigerator back to the lab to be submitted for DNA analysis.
And what procedure do you follow to ensure that you prevent contamination?
In the lab, I work on one item at a time, and in between items of evidence, I will use bleach to clean my work area and any tools that I'm using, and as well as wearing PPE, which would include gloves, a mask, and a lab coat.
And why do you use bleach?
Bleach is known to destroy DNA.
Or did you do lab work on other items as well?
Other items as well. This was a set of swabs from red-brown stain A in the basement.
And what testing was done?
I did a confirmatory test to confirm the presence of blood.
And how does that confirmatory test work?
This is the test itself is very similar to a pregnancy test, where a small amount of sample is put into a test solution, and then that test solution is put onto a test card. After a period of 10 minutes, if there's 1 line, the test is negative. If there's 2 lines, the test is positive.
And what was the result?
Confirming the presence of blood was negative.
So what was done with this item?
In this particular case, because the LCV chemical was used at the crime scene and the stains were purple, I preserved the sample for DNA testing as item number 1-1.1.
So that was the number that was given for DNA?
Yes.
Okay. And did you assign any of that sample for DNA testing?
Yes, I did.
The knife from the kitchen?
Yes, I did.
And what testing was done?
I did not do any further testing. I did a collection for potential DNA analysis.
Okay, why didn't you do any testing?
In order for a complete lab exam to be done on an item, there needs to be a visible stain in order to have enough testing for the confirmatory test as well as DNA testing. In this particular case, because there was no visible staining on the blade, the sample needs to be treated as something called quantity limited or QLIM, where the entire sample needs to be used for DNA testing.
So what was done with this item?
A sample was collected from the knife blade as well as from the handle.
And was it preserved for DNA testing?
Yes.
Okay. And why was that preserved?
To answer any type of forensic questions.
Swab K from the basement floor?
Correct.
What testing did you do on swab K from the basement floor?
I did a confirmatory test for the presence of blood.
And what was the result of the confirmatory test?
The confirmatory test was positive, confirming the presence of blood.
So this was the knife that you just told us about, that you was QLIM?
Yes.
Which is the swab K. Thank you. This is the swab that you described?
Yes.
Thank you. And then you said that it was positive, and I'd ask next to show exhibit 217, image 1067, which is the positive test. Thank you. This is that, for lack of a better term, like pregnancy test that you described to us earlier?
Correct.
And this is how you know if the test results are positive. Is that right?
Yes. The sample was preserved for DNA testing and given item number 5-1.1. 7-9 was a pair of tin snips. These are the photos that I took in the lab of the items. They have the case number, my initials, the item number, and the date I worked on them. There was no visible staining on the blades.
What'd you say?
Was she pregnant?
No. I don't know what... They were saying that in Paul's chat, too. What are you talking about? What are people getting that from?
The pregnancy test.
No, they're saying the blood test that you do the drop run for, like, instant results.
Like
is this blood?
test.
It's
Okay.
designed like a press. Okay, now I got it. Why people were thinking that.
So I did the screen test for blood, and the on the blades was positive. A sample was preserved from the blades as well as from the handle. Identified for potential testing on it seemed like a tannish brown debris. The first one was on area A, which is on the blade at the end, on the opposite side from the handle. Area B was on the frame next to the handle, and area C was on the blade where it attaches to the frame adjacent to the handle. I did the screening test for the presence of blood, followed by the confirmatory test for blood. On all three areas, A, B, and C, the tests were positive, confirming the presence of blood. I did the screening test for blood on the hammerhead and face area.
What were the results?
Screening test for blood was positive on the hammer face.
Why did you only do the screening test here?
There was no visible staining on the hammerhead.
So am I correct in assuming that when you only do the screening test and not the confirmatory test, it is always going to be for that same reason?
Yes.
Meaning I don't need to keep asking you the same question?
Correct. There was no visible staining. However, on the hatchet head, I did note some sort of greasy and oil-like substance.
Why is that significant to you?
In my experience, whenever a cutting instrument is used on an individual, it can leave behind this greasy and oily substance, which is indicative of fatty tissues.
So the defense objected here, but obviously that would be overruled because he's an expert here. But just such a terrible detail. Like, to know that, or to, I mean, it's almost for the trooper and the detail, right? The trooper or the examiner has seen so many bodies with hatchets in a crime scene. He has an understanding that, hey, it's common for grease to be on the end of these hatchets or blades. It's just awful.
Yeah.
Now, the screening test was positive. The screening test for blood on the blades and frame of the shears.
And what were the results?
The screening test was positive in this area.
It was positive.
This is a picture of one of the booties, a part of item number 7-18.
How many booties were there?
There were 4 in total.
Okay. And what else is in this picture?
It appears to be some sort of insulation as well as painter's tape.
And what were the results?
They could end the
test
trial
was negative.
right now.
What?
As far as they could end this right now. Guilty. The end.
Yeah, somebody was saying that. I think Holly said it or something, like there needs to be a mercy rule, like for juries.
Yeah.
Like when you just, hey, we don't need to hear anything else.
Yeah.
There's nothing else he could say to convince us.
Nothing is going to happen here that's going to change our minds.
Yeah.
How many?
Fortunately for us, we get to see the hilarity.
Painter sheets were there.
A defense
if I recall
trying to
correctly, there was
do
5.
something.
Yeah.
This is one side of the plastic sheeting. In size, it's estimated to be around 8 feet by 11 feet. There were 2 areas of light red-brown staining that I observed.
Have you ever bought a painter sheet? Just asking, like, for friend.
Painter sheet?
Yeah, like painter sheet, like a drop sheet. Yeah, well, it's clear, it's cheap.
Yeah,
it's just for painting, right?
Mhm.
Have you ever bought one?
Yes.
How many did you buy when you bought one?
1.
Not 5?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Me neither.
One that I gave as area A was on the bottom right corner, and area B was on the top left corner. From stain A, it had screen.
Because unless you're running a business where you need 5 and 5 different trucks for these drop sheets, yeah, or you're setting up your own kill room like American Psycho, doesn't really make a whole lot of sense, does it, Brian?
Positive, however, the confirming.
Yeah, unless you're Dexter.
The confirming test was negative. On stain B, the confirming test was positive. It is possible that stain A was not blood, or there was not enough sample on the swabs I had collected for testing to be detected by the test. 9-1 through 9-6 were swabs that had been collected from a gray Volvo. They were all cut up and put into tubes for potential DNA testing. There were various tannish brown stains on the exterior.
I did see something interesting actually with the hair on this one.
Screening on all the stains as well as the unstained areas was negative. This is a picture of the, it actually turned out to be some sort of like tissue paper or paper towels, but I had rolled them out for a picture of the overall item.
And what were the results?
On both of these areas, A and B, I had confirmed positive for blood.
The white towel?
I noted the red-brown stains on the majority of the towel.
And what testing did you do on this towel?
Identified one of the areas of red-brown staining in the center of the towel for testing. This area A in the center had confirmed positive for blood.
It's an image of the towel on the next towel number 2.
I noted the large area of red-brown staining in the center and identified as red-brown stain A. The sample A had confirmed positive for blood.
The gray slippers?
I noted red-brown stains on both sets of slippers, as well as identifying one as stain A, which was on the top of the left slipper, and stain B, which was on the bottom of the left slipper. This is the bottom of, or the soles of the dark gray slippers. The areas A and B, A being on the top of the left slipper and area B on the bottom of the left slipper. I did the screen test and confirming test for blood. And both of these areas had confirmed positive for blood.
Can you explain where you're talking about the unstained interior?
On the light blue section, I tried to do a collection from the areas that were not stained.
And why did you take a sample from the interior unstained area?
This is to collect any potential amount of skin cells in this area to help identify a person who may have been wearing the slippers. So all the light blue areas on the sole as well as underneath where the toes would be.
And why were you trying to avoid the red-brown stains?
To at least limit any type of cross-contamination between the stains and for skin cell collection.
IMG underscore 1200, that being apparent hairs.
You may do so.
On this item, there was a section of red-brown staining in the center of the apparent hairs, which I had done the screening and confirming test for blood. The red-brown stain identified as stain A was confirmed positive for blood. I examined 2 of the hairs for classification.
And how do you classify a hair?
The structure of a hair is very similar to the structure of a number 2 pencil, where the eraser is the root, the outer yellow portion is the cuticle, the wooden portion is the cortex, with the inner graphite section being the medulla. All 4 of these areas under a microscope demonstrate various types of characteristics, and it's these characteristics that are used to classify a hair as a human or animal. One of them I had classified as being consistent with a human hair, and the second hair was consistent with an animal hair. This is the root of the hair that I identified as being consistent with a human hair, due to the nature and the shape of the root itself, as well as other characteristics from the shaft and the medulla.
Mr. Sheehan, what is this hair?
This is the root area of the second hair that I identified as being consistent with an animal hair, along with the shape of the root and the characteristics of the scales and medulla on this item identified as being consistent with an animal hair.
Sample from the stain on the white from bag 4 and the sponge.
Sorry, I skipped it.
There were red-brown stains on
the actual difference, which is interesting. So this is the animal hair versus the human hair.
Mm-hmm.
So
positive for blood, and the yellow-brown debris on the sponge was positive as well, and that was observed as a QM sample.
The cutting of the piece of rug from bag 5.
The sponge.
This is the underside of the piece of carpet that had red-brown stains on it. The stained area had
the sponge. What?
With the smiley face.
How could anyone
scrub
do that with the smiley face?
Yeah.
Confirmed positive for blood.
Sunshine.
The Tyvek suit.
There were several areas of red-brown staining, both on the exterior and the interior. There was 2 areas of red-brown staining on the leg portions. This is the exterior front of the Tyvek suit. Yes, this is the tag on the Tyvek suit. I identified 4 areas of red-brown stains for further testing, A through D. A and B were on the exterior front pant legs. Area C was on the back right ankle, and area D was on the interior right sleeve. On all 4 areas, A through D had confirmed positive for blood. Samples were preserved from each one of these areas, as well as from the interior sleeve cuffs of the Tyvek suit. This is very similar to the reason why collecting from the unstained areas of the slippers. This is an area of high contact with the skin, so this was done for the collection of skin cells to identify a person who may have been wearing.
The rug.
I noted an area of red-brown staining on the left portion of this piece of carpet. The stain area A had confirmed positive for blood.
16.2, that being a sample from portion of rug 2.
There were several areas that I identified for testing as stains A through F. On stains B through F, the screening test was negative, and on stain A, I had confirmed positive for blood.
Rug number 3.
I observed a large amount of red-brown stains on the left portion of the carpet is where I identified as stain A. The area of stain A had confirmed positive for blood.
Rug number 4.
There was an area of red-brown staining on the bottom of this piece that I identified for testing as stain A. On this area, stain A had confirmed positive for blood.
Rug number 5.
There was an area of red-brown staining on the left portion of the carpet. This stained area A had confirmed positive for blood.
Rug number 6.
I noted the red-brown stains on the bottom left corner of this piece of carpet. This area had confirmed positive for blood.
Rug number 7.
I noted an area of red-brown stains as stain A on the bottom left corner, as well as an area of stain B that is in the center of the white powdery residue that you see. On the top left corner is the backside of that stained area A, and in the center with the white powdery residue with the opposite side was stain B. Both stains A and B confirmed positive for blood.
Was anything else with item?
Yes, I collected a small amount of the white powdery substance to send to another unit for identification.
Being hair?
I examined 5 random hairs from this clump for identification. On all 5 pieces of hair that I removed, all 5 had classified as being consistent with a human hair.
What did you do next?
I would write my report for all my findings, as well as assign DNA items for analysis. The next section for DNA samples would be the DNA unit. When the criminalist is examining the case, they try to select the samples that have the most amount of forensic relevance and answer as many forensic questions as possible.
And are there limits as to the number of items that can be sent forward for DNA testing?
Yes.
Why is that?
It would, for every single case, there are tons of samples that are collected for DNA. It would create a huge backlog in the lab system, which is why we try to select the most forensically relevant samples to answer as many questions as possible in the first round of testing.
In addition to those items, was there one other item that was also sent for DNA testing?
Yes.
And do you know what that was?
This was number 16-13, which was an unknown tissue.
And who does that next round of testing?
No, that would be the analyst in the DNA unit. The original physical items are returned to the investigating agencies, while all of the DNA samples are preserved in our long-term storage area.
Does fingerprint testing affect DNA testing?
No, it does not.
Does fingerprint testing affect your testing?
There's various chemicals that are used for testing, but again, those are known by the unit and the lab, so measures are taken in order to still do DNA testing in case of negative results.
And what effect of applying cleaning products to blood stains would impact your testing?
If the concentration of the...
I couldn't believe him. Anyway, enough of that. Let's talk about you. How come you're here?
Bartender. Here at the home on January 8th, correct?
Yes.
Sorry, I cut him off. He said, no, it's not going to affect any of the things. All right, so we get some cross-examination here.
That's the first time you went there?
Correct.
And before you got there, there were other people from the Mass State Police. They'd already been there.
In previous days, when I had responded to the house, we had all arrived at the same time.
Okay, but you understand, don't you, Mr. Sheehan, that there had been multiple officers
This makes me miss the days of pornography.
in and out of that house over a period of multiple days.
Yes.
And you understand, don't you, Mr. Sheehan, that those officers had gone in and out of that house not wearing any protective garments.
We could at least laugh all night,
Yeah.
or be angry. This is just.
I mean, it's like I forgot that what we're doing.
Not
Yeah.
wearing any protective booties. They went and they
You're like
inspected
10
certain rooms of that
minutes
house, correct?
Yes.
And you understand, don't you, that when you go to collect samples from a scene like this from the home, it was very important to maintain the integrity of the home before you collected samples, correct?
Correct.
Now, believe me, I'm not questioning your expertise, your training, your experience. Let's be clear
It sounds like he is with all these questions.
about that. But when you try to make conclusions about a sample that you collected in a certain part of this home, and then another sample that you collected in another part of the home, knowing that other people have been in and out of that home in the days leading up to you getting there, you can't tell this jury how certain samples are biological samples were first deposited in certain areas of that home.
No, I cannot.
So let's talk a little bit about that bedroom area that you told us about. You recall testifying that there was something that looked like white residue or something like that on the flooring of one of the bedrooms upstairs?
Cocaine.
Yes.
And you noticed that on January 9th, 2023, didn't you?
Yes.
And in fact, in your report and your notes you wrote, you specifically stated that when you were there on January 8th, you didn't see that, correct?
That's what he wants after all these zingers here.
Yeah.
I don't recall if that was in my report or not.
Okay, was it in your notes?
No.
All right, let's come back to that in a minute. On January 8th, were you up in that where that area was, which now you told us about the white residue?
No.
So you understand, though, that other mass
Talking to the mic, sir.
police have been up in that room.
Yes.
And you understand that when you went up on the 9th, that's when you first saw what you have described to this jury, correct?
Yes.
Now, as a result of the observations that you made in that room, it's our understanding then that you caused, well, that's not entirely accurate, but in any event, there was flooring dug up in or around that area that you saw the white residue, correct?
Correct.
And that area covered that area that looks like from the exhibits, that area that was between the clothing, the pile of clothing, and placard tins, correct?
Yes.
And then you well, I keep saying that. Did you ask that the flooring be removed?
No.
Okay, someone else did that.
Correct.
But then after that flooring was removed, you went up and examined that area where the flooring happened.
Correct.
Now, there is a reason, isn't there, why someone decided to remove that flooring? There's a reason for that, right?
Yes.
And the reason would be because they were looking to see if there was biological evidence that had deposited itself between the spaces, between the wood flooring planks, correct?
Yes.
And that is a common thing that you have seen in your examination of flooring, that something like fluid blood or fluid biological, some other substance, flows between the crevices or where the flooring butts up against each other, correct?
Yes.
And when the flooring is then pulled up, now what you're looking for is to see if any of the biological fluid had deposited itself not only in the joints between the flooring planks, but then back on the subfloor where the flooring planks lay, correct?
Yes.
And after a thorough examination, after all of those flooring planks were dug up on that floor, you didn't find any evidence whatsoever of any biological substance tested positive for blood.
Correct.
And you didn't find any evidence of biological substance that tested for anything else up there after they ripped out that floor, correct?
Correct.
Okay, Mr. Defense Attorney, what did you just prove here then? Is she alive? You're saying that she wasn't dead? We need to check? Or are you saying that that's not where your client stabbed and killed his wife? Okay, what did you prove? Who cares? There's not blood over every single inch. I mean, it's not like it's Google searches that are going to be just overwhelmingly guilty. What does it matter here? Thank you, Mr. Science.
There is nothing in the examination of that bedroom that indicates that any biological substance whatsoever had been deposited on the floor, is it?
Yes, that is correct.
Now, is that the same room that had a hole in the ceiling?
Yes.
And what did you do to test any of that area surrounding that hole in the ceiling in that same bedroom?
I did not test it.
Did you go into the attic and examine the attic that surrounded that area where that hole was?
No, I did not. From what I recall, that it looked like it was undisturbed.
What do you mean?
The insulation area.
The insulation area is it?
Yes, directly above the hole.
So to you, when you say undisturbed, it looked like maybe someone hadn't even been up in the ceiling because the insulation had been undisturbed, right?
Correct.
And so if someone had been up in the attic, and based on your experience and training, you would have expected maybe to see that insulation having been disturbed.
Yes. Yes.
And then did anybody point out to you that the parts of the ceiling from the hole had been maintained in a drawer in that same bedroom?
Yes, they did.
And did you ever examine those pieces of ceiling?
I recall visualizing them, but they had no staining on them, so I did not go any further with those.
So just focusing now on the hole in the ceiling, you didn't see anything of any forensic significance. Can I put it that way?
Yes.
And when you noticed the insulation in or around that hole, you didn't see that it had been disturbed as if somebody had been up in that attic. Right?
Correct.
And then you examined the bits and pieces that had been maintained in the drawer of the cabinet, the nightstand, whatever we want to call it, in that room, and you didn't see anything forensically significant about those pieces either, did you?
Correct.
And then as we talk now about the flooring that is pulled up and examined in that same room, you didn't find anything forensically significant about that flooring, did you?
Correct.
Is that the same room that you saw what you thought were red brown stains in or around the room area?
Yes, stains H and I.
And what are those stains turn out to?
I'm not sure. They had screened negative for blood.
Okay, so it's fair to say that sometimes you see red brown stains when you're examining a scene, and since they look and are characterized as red brown stains, or in your report you use RBS, am I right?
Yes.
You see something and you call it RBS, and then you go to test it, and it turns out that it's negative, correct?
Yes, that's fairly common.
Right. And so was there anything else in that record that was forensically significant to you? You examined that?
No.
Mr. Sheehan, you are aware of the fact that the baseboard, some of the baseboard in that same bedroom was removed all the way from the wall.
No, I'm not aware of that.
Was baseboard removed in any of the rooms in that home? Just check to see if there was biological evidence behind the baseboard.
I'm not sure.
You're not saying it didn't happen. You're just saying, to the best of your knowledge, you didn't, correct?
Correct.
So as you sit here today in front of these jurors, it's fair to say that there's nothing in that.
May I remind you, you are under oath, sir. As you sit in front of these jurors.
Most of my questions are just yes or no answers.
That anything forensic was found in that bedroom, correct?
Correct.
And you have no idea, when you talk about that white residue on the floor that you saw on January 9th, you have no idea what caused it, correct?
No.
I would guess it's delaminated varnish that's been delaminated or scraped off, right?
Yeah.
And the moisture's been withdrawn out of it, so it turns into a white powder on a chemical reaction.
It's like
that would be
any
my
wood
guess.
Stain. A lot of wood stains are like that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you don't know if that was caused by
like oxidizing.
Did you describe that?
Yeah, exactly.
As if the varnish on the floor had been removed?
Yeah, oxidizing and it just dries up.
Yes, that's what it appeared to be.
Did you use the word removed?
Yes.
But it's true, isn't it, that you could characterize the absence of the sheen or the varnish that it could have just been the result of wear and tear, perhaps.
Yes.
And in a bedroom like that, where you have a lot of people coming in and out, and it's in the open area of the room, that will be a result of wear and tear from kids playing, adults walking back and forth over periods of time, correct?
Yeah, kids frequently. I don't know how many of you guys out there have varnished wood floors. My parents had them. This is a house built in the 60s, right? And they would wax it up, right? The only place I ever saw that wasn't shiny was right in front of the dishwasher when there was a flood. It had nothing to do with people walking in and out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did that bedroom have a closet to it?
From what I recall, it was a closet, but there was no doors on it, if I recall correctly.
Plus, this is a rental, so I'm sure they kept it up, right? Versus it being their house for 20 years, and it was like, we never got around to it.
Normally, they don't. I mean, late now, shiny floors aren't really a thing either.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
but you can tell
if there was decades of wear on the floor, you fix it up since the rest of the floor is shiny, right?
Yeah.
Did you examine the interior closet?
Yes.
Did you find anything of forensic significance in the interior closet?
No.
Did you find anything of forensic significance on the door trim or anything of the sort?
I did not.
When you examined that room, Mr. Sheehan, was there a bed in there?
Yes, there was.
And did that
bed look like the bed of a loving couple? That's what I wanted to ask. A couple that is in love?
Examine the bed.
Visually, yes.
And did you do any testing on any parts of the bed?
No.
Did you notice that on the bed?
Did you take measurements for love on top of the bed and on top of the comforter?
And in that bedroom, there was in fact sheets and bedding sealed together, correct?
Yes.
And that's exactly how a loving couple would sleep?
In that room?
No, there were no visible stains for testing.
And it's fair to say, isn't it, when you examine the scene like this, even though
isn't it fair to say that a loving couple would not sleep in a comforter with stains?
don't see visible stains, you may, based on your training,
I mean, this is the kind of bullshit to be brought up before.
See if there's anything there that I can see with my eyes, correct?
Correct.
Now you have tools, don't you? You have chemicals. You have processes that you've been trained on, so you can see and if you can detect the presence of a biological substance that you cannot visually see, correct?
Yes.
And can you tell me a little bit about that?
It's called a general screen. This general screen process can be done on any area of surface as long as it's hard or even in fabric of nature. It's called a general screen because there's no visible staining on it.
Are you familiar with the word occult?
Yes.
Occult?
Yes. It means non-visible.
And so it's fair to say that you have been trained.
I don't remember what the term was, but okay, non-visible blood.
That you have experience where you can try to find or detect the presence of occult blood, correct?
Yes.
And in this case, this home, in this room, you didn't even see any cause or any reason for you to check if there was occult blood or anywhere in this room.
Correct.
Now, I want to talk.
Right, because there were readily visible stains of blood, and he just told you we try to reduce the test because of cost savings. So we have all these actual blood stains. We don't need to start swabbing around everywhere else that doesn't look like it has blood, sir. This would also be
always the bad defense argument. Like, well, did you check this and did you look into that and did you,
Well, this is what I would hit on redirect, and I don't remember what I said on Paul's channel, but I said something. If they don't ask this on redirect, I'm going to scream.
A little bit about some other rooms in this house on the second floor. Did you examine other rooms in this house? You were up on the second floor.
No, only the bathrooms.
And there were two bathrooms, correct?
Yes.
And
I don't remember what I said.
where the bathrooms were on the second floor.
On the second floor, there was one directly in front of the stairs as you reach the second floor, and then the second one was in one of the other bedrooms.
Now, I don't thought I heard you say, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that with regards to both bathrooms, you examined and tested the handle faucets, correct?
Yes.
How would you do that?
Generally to see if there was any type of biological material on a person's hands if they had used the sink to try to wash off.
And in your experience and training, and examining these things, you want
Can't remember
evidence
it.
of biological sample, including blood on the
I remember because he keeps asking about well, there's no blood here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Get up there and ask him, sir, does the absence of blood in one location eliminate the possibility of it being in other locations? Right? And he would say no, right? Because who cares if it's not on the dog bed or
Right.
whatever? Who cares?
I mean, that's like saying, well, he didn't kill every woman in the neighborhood.
Right.
You know?
But if they don't ask that on redirect, I'm going to lose my mind.
handles of the sinks, correct?
Yes.
And that's true, isn't it? Especially when someone is trying to clean up a scene with something bad, correct?
Correct.
And in this
It's
case,
not here.
on the second floor,
It's
the
not
same floor
here.
where that room was, they had a hole in the ceiling. You found no evidence of any biological or forensically significant biological sample in either one of these bedrooms, correct?
Yes, you didn't find one there. Does that affect the blood that you did find?
Correct.
It's fair to say, isn't it, that
No.
based on your training and experience, when you're not just looking at those handles, you also look at the drains. And
Yes.
why don't you look at the drains?
If you're washing your hands, that's where all the water would go.
And in fact, what happens is, isn't it, that if someone has a biological substance on their hands and they're trying to hide it or get rid of it, and they wash their hands, that biological substance can flow down the drain, but it also can remain in the seams or where the drain connects to the sink, correct?
Yes.
And that is a source of, based on your experience, where that's where you find examples of biological substance that rest between the seams, I'm going to call them, that's not a good word, but
Another redirect question. Sir, if there is no blood in the sink indicating that somebody did not wash their hands with blood on it, that does not eliminate the possibility that they washed their hands that had blood on it, right?
No,
What
I
could
mean-
cause something else? A different sink? Thank you. A hose?
a seam where it drains
Also,
fits into the sink, right?
Yes.
Because people
No good.
every sink would have blood in it if this blood stayed forever when you wash blood off. I mean,
Right. Like, that's what you need to ask. And if he doesn't ask, I'm going to lose my mind.
try to clean that up. If they want to hide where something happened, they can try to clean that up. But they don't think well, when they try to clean it up, they might not be able to clean what went in between the seams of the sink drain and the sink rack.
Yes, I would say that's accurate.
Have you met my client? He's an idiot.
Yes.
Because even though someone might try to clean up, they don't know that that's where the biological substance may rest, correct?
Correct.
And that same thing, that same process of investigation that you've been trained and you have experience doing it, that was kind of the same thinking you used when you went up and looked at the pulled-up floor that someone had pulled up and you looked at the flooring and the subfloor to see if anything was deposited there.
FBI.
Someone might not have known, could not.
Not FBI said it literally makes zero sense for him to make this argument because he already pled guilty to cutting her up. He needs to focus on the actual death. And the death he chose, I said, like, go with falling down the stairs. Just suddenly dead doesn't make any sense. Nobody cuts up somebody. Like, you have to have something that makes it, oh my God, somebody will think I did this. I suddenly found her in the bed does not preclude that freak out, right? Versus if death becomes her down the flight of marble stairs, you're like, oh my God, they're going to come after me.
Right.
That makes sense. Even if we don't believe it, it makes sense for somebody to do that in that instance.
Even though we tried to clean the floor, right?
Correct.
And when we talk about the drains and faucets of those bathrooms upstairs, are you including the drains and faucets that would be associated with a shower or bathtub that was in those bathrooms?
Yes.
And once again, after all the testing, you found nothing in the bathroom, correct?
Correct.
It's forensically significant, correct?
Yes.
So now I want to ask you, as you move down from the second floor of this home, and you move down the stairway, was there in fact a main stairway that came down from that second area you told us yours about?
Yes.
And did you examine the stairway that led down?
Yes.
If you know, Mr. Sheen, were the stairs that traveled from the second floor down to the fifth floor, were they wood, hardwood, or anything else?
If I recall correctly, they were hardwood.
And you examined those stairs to see if there was any evidence of blood.
Yes, visually.
And you saw them.
Correct.
And you saw nothing on the walls that bordered those stairs.
Correct.
And you saw nothing on the railings that would border
Got
the
like
stairs,
a
correct?
minute
Correct.
left.
So now we've moved from the second floor, the bedroom with a hole in the ceiling, the two bathrooms upstairs, all the way downstairs, and right as if we think about that now, so far you haven't found anything whatsoever forensically in that home for those areas.
Correct.
Is that a good place to stop for today?
It's the best place. Yes.
Oh, God.
All right, so that was day 6.
What a nightmare.
Yeah. All right, well, let me switch to duos here. We'll be back again tomorrow.
Okay.
Do I have to? Thank you for being here, Suma.
Even we can't laugh that much through this. It's that boring.
Yeah. Thank you for being here, Suma.
Thank you for inviting me.
You could say you're welcome, like you corrected me the
You're
other day.
Yeah, say you're welcome.
Subscribe to Suma. Remember to hit the like button. Thanks everyone for being here. We will be back tomorrow for the live day 7 Brian Walshe And hopefully the countdown to when we get to hear him on the stand and we can stop hearing these boring prosecutors. All right. Kiss your finger, delete your archives, big hug, kiss your face, smile.